What is going on? What is going on, everybody? So today we're talking about starting a stream from zero. So I had this crazy idea, right? I've been kind of working on the stream behind the scenes, kind of setting everything up, getting ready to launch a stream. And I got the idea. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do this live? Why don't I start going through this process of me building the stream, building my overlays, setting up my Discord, setting up a chat bot, just going through this whole process. And at the same time, I get to ask you guys questions about some of the things that we should do on the stream, right? Because this whole journey, the whole goal is to go ahead and create a gaming channel as well, right? So I want to build the whole thing, but I want to bring you guys along the journey. So I'm super excited to kind of peel the curtain. I'm going to talk about everything. I'm literally haven't done anything for my stream aside from just setting up the gear, and I'll talk about the gear here today as well. So if you're watching on the replay, there's going to be tons of timestamps to kind of jump around. I'm going to be talking about streaming software. I'm going to be talking about platform to stream on, what gear you should utilize. I'm going to go through the process of setting up an OBS stream, you know, adding my overlays, alerts, just as much as we can get through over the next like 2 to 3 hours we'll be here, right? So I'm taking advantage to kind of like, I was going to do this anyways, so I'm just going to do it live with you guys. And at the same time, you get to ask me questions about maybe something you're struggling with when it comes to your stream. Again, this is just a way for me to be able to kind of be more efficient with the content I'm creating, right? As opposed to just doing this behind the scenes without showing anything. So I'm super excited to be able to kind of start this whole process. So again, I have tons of things set up. We're going to talk about different scenarios, whether you're on a console streamer, you're on PC, you're on a Mac, you stream on a PS5, on a Nintendo Switch, all of it. I'm going to go ahead and break it all down and we'll start talking about it, right? So one of the biggest things that I want to kind of address and kind of start with is I want to talk about some of the people that are here, right? And let's just see here. We got Shauna in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. If you have a question, yes, if you have a question, put a Q in the front. That's going to allow me to be able to see the questions really quickly, and then I'll be able to kind of dive in there for, right? Tuning in from Lakeland, Florida. I love it here. Ninja says here, can you make your own overlays? So I'm not going to make my own overlays here today. You definitely can, but I will be setting up overlays today to kind of go into that process. So again, the goal here is to go ahead and ensure that I'm sharing this process with you guys, right? So the idea, the ultimate vision of this is to build out this complete stream, right? On through OBS, through the tools we're going to utilize, the whole aspect, not just how it looks, but also the behind the scene things, setting up a Discord community, you know, setting up everything that we need to kind of set ourselves for success on this journey. And like I said, as opposed to me doing it behind the scenes, I'm just going to do it live with you guys, right? So that's the whole kind of point here. So we have Raj tuning in here. What is going on, man? Coming in from India. I love it. My boy Sam, what is going on, brother? What is going on, man? Super excited to be able to see you here. What is going on? Jonathan coming through, man, from Paso, Texas. What is going on? What's going on, Walker? What's up? What's up? Domino Entertainment in the house, man. What is going on? Coming in from California. What is going on? So we got Stream Elements in the house. I actually got to remove that bot. So all these things we're going to kind of go through and kind of set those things up, but we will be using Stream Elements today in some of the things that we are doing. So I'm super excited. So the first thing that I kind of want to tap into, right, when you're first starting out a stream and you're starting from zero, there's so much that you got to think about and address as you're going through this process, right? So again, I'm going to try to be as transparent. We're going to kind of work through this together. I'm going to kind of talk about the way that I would approach this, the way that I'm thinking about it, because it's more than just going live, right? You definitely want to put a little bit of time and thought into how you're approaching this, and that's ultimately kind of like what I wanted to share, right? So the first thing that comes to mind, right, when you first start streaming is, okay, where am I going to stream? Am I going to stream on YouTube? Am I going to stream on Twitch? Am I going to stream on Kick, on Facebook, on Rumble, right? How many of you guys have heard of Rumble? Let me know in the chat if you've heard of Rumble. James in the house, what is going on, brother? What is going on? Rivertown Productions, what is going on? I'm super excited. So let me know if you guys heard of Rumble, and then we can kind of talk about that. But choosing a platform, right, has a big kind of merit into like how you set up your stream, because If you're streaming to one single platform, then that's one way to approach it. If you're going to be streaming to multiple platforms, then there's different things that you want to think about when it comes to, for example, right? If I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and I'm going to be streaming on Kick, right? There's two different alerts, two different kind of ecosystems. So you got to think about how you're going to add both of those things together. So it's super important that initially, when you're first getting started, starting a brand new stream, if you never streamed before, is to understand like where you're going to stream to. If it's your first time and you're brand new, I recommend just picking one platform. If you're on console, if you're on Xbox, you're only going to be able to stream to Twitch directly from the console. If you're on PS5, you're going to be able to stream to YouTube and PS5, right? If you're have a capture card, you have more possibilities, right? So we're going to talk about platforms and how to be able to utilize them. But I just love everybody coming in here. So let's see here. Bro, I've been watching you for a while now, and you are a lot of help, and I appreciate you, man. Look, I appreciate you coming in here. And again, I'm doing this for you guys, because I think that, again, I could have just set all these things up, and it's gonna be something that's gonna take me more than one stream to actually set up. But we're gonna go through this together, because I think it'll be a good experience to be able to see a little bit more slow down. You guys can ask questions throughout the process. Why am I setting this up? Why am I doing this? And then we can kind of progress from there, right? River says, I heard of Rumble. Rumble is a huge opportunity as well, and it's not a platform that a lot of people talk about, especially when it comes to gaming. It's a platform where there's opportunity for you to be able to reach a new audience, and I think it's super, super important, right? So let's see here. We got a question here from Jonathan, man. What software do I use to switch from my Logitech webcam to my iPhone camera? So that's going to be based on the kind of the platform that you're utilizing as well, right? So I'm utilizing a Stream Deck, right? Let me see if I can switch to my other camera, right? So I'm using a Stream Deck, and this is what allows me to be able to kind of switch between all the cameras that I have set up, but in the software, right? So for example, instead of me clicking on the screen, I'm able to click the button on the Stream Deck, and that's going to pop up whatever camera I have selected in the software. So it comes down to the software you have, and like I said, I'm going to start diving to like how I set this all up as we progress through the actual stream. So I'm super excited about that. Heard about Rumble. I've been watching your tutorials, man. It's helping me be a successful streamer, man. I love it. That's kind of the whole point of this, right? There's not too often that I get the opportunity to be able to start live streaming, and it's something that I just give a lot of thought to, because I'm a big component in being consistent in showing up. And for me, it's super important that once I was ready to say, okay, I'm going to start doing live streams here on the channel, I'm going to go ahead and start a brand new gaming channel, and I'm going to go ahead and document that process and bring you guys along it, so you guys can understand how to be able to do this, right? So instead of me just being the coach, I'm going to be a player in the field, and I'm going to bring you guys on this journey, because I want you guys invested in this process, because I don't just want to foster it and build it on my own, but it just provides a little bit of guidance there. So super excited about that. Sam says, I love the camera angles, man. Yeah, no, I actually forgot to set up the iPhone. I'm going to set up here in a little bit to be able to get it. But again, just trying to figure things out, and I figured I'd do this stuff live with you guys. So the biggest thing, right? Once you establish the platform and you understand, like, okay, I'm going to stream to YouTube and Twitch. Now, I prefer to, if you're just starting out and it's your first time, I would recommend you to start with one single platform. For me, my whole thought process behind it is because of what I do on this channel, right? And this is super important to understand, like, what you're trying to accomplish. And as I get into the gaming channel, I'll start thinking about it a little bit differently. But for me, because my channel is around education and teaching people how to stream and how to grow as a streamer, it's important for me to be on the platforms where streamers and gamers are at, right? So that's Twitch, that's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Kick. That's all the platforms where streamers are there. And it's not about, kind of just trying to get the most amount of exposure, but I just want to make it easier for my viewers to be able to be on the platform they enjoy the most, right? If today I just did YouTube, right? Just to keep it simple, to kind of go through this process. But if you love Twitch, like, why would I force you to come to a platform that you don't really enjoy? I want to come to you, right? Meet you where you're at. And that's how I want you guys to start thinking about it, especially in the beginning when you don't have an audience. Just start really focused, right? Just start with one platform and then build from there, as opposed to trying to just tap into everything, right? You got to approach it from different levels and where you're currently at, and it's super important. So for this stream here today, we are going to go ahead and set up one stream, right? So I'm going to set up YouTube today. And then as we progress, I'll start to show you guys how do we divide the different alerts and the different things that we get from different platforms. And we'll take it step by step. How do you set up a chat bot? There's tons here to do. So I just love to be able to see. Today's just a super chill stream. I just wanted to kind of hang out with you guys, talk, enjoy. And then as we go through this process, you know, I'll have a little bit more clarity and show you guys how to structure streams. So that way the time you spent being live is actually effective and you're able to repurpose that content for your YouTube channel, for social media. And I'll show you guys how to structure live streams like you would videos. Because it was a time where I used to do live streams to make videos in real time. You guys would see me make YouTube videos in real time. And I'm actually making one right now and you may not even know it. But I really wanted to go ahead and address that. So let me see who else tuned in here. I'm going to be a little bit more chill today as far as sticking to the agenda so much as I normally do. Daryl in the house. What is going on, brother? So glad to see you here, man. Congratulations on all your success. We got Vanessa. What is going on? What is going on? Make sure that if you have a question, put a Q in front of it. It's going to make it a little bit easier for me to filter through the comments to be able to see who's there and who's not. So we got here, I've been watching other people make their overlays and they use Adobe Photoshop. Do you recommend Photoshop? I mean, there's so many tools that you can be able to utilize, right? This is the thing that I kind of want to get across, right? Is that think about streaming platforms, right? Every platform has its perks, right? So it's all based on kind of your experience and what you are capable of doing, right? If you've never used a design platform before, then okay, cool. Dive into one, start learning it, and then utilize it, right? It's not one is better than the other. It's whichever one makes you feel the most comfortable, right? Like you can use Canva, which is super easy to go ahead and make overlays. You can go ahead and purchase overlays, so you don't have to make your own. Like, so I always recommend this. It's not there's one platform that beats them all. It really comes down to what you feel comfortable utilizing, right? And what you're looking for. So I'm super excited about that. So let's see here. We got a question from Sam. Sam, would you recommend multi-streaming? 100%. I would recommend multi-streaming because I'm not a big believer in just committing to one platform when it comes to what this live signifies, right? Live is about connecting with your viewers, right? Wherever they are. So it's more about that than more or less about like, I'm a multi-stream just to be everywhere. It's like, no, I think about it like if I don't have an audience or I don't have people on Facebook, I'm not going to stream to Facebook just to stream to Facebook, right? If I don't have people on Twitter, I'm not going to stream to Twitter just to stream to Twitter, right? It's more about thinking strategically about like, okay, let me make this easier for the community that I've built on Discord, for the community that I've built on YouTube, for the community I've built on Kick to be able to connect with me and to be able to experience kind of this live experience that I'm showcasing. So again, it all depends on your goals, but if you're just getting started, I recommend you start with one actual platform. But you're a pro, so I should be asking you, do you recommend multi-streaming? So, all right, so let's see here. So once you go ahead and select an actual platform, right? And we're going to say YouTube for this case. Now we got to think about, right, is that what tools do we need, right? And what do we have at our disposal to be able to stream? Okay, cool. So I'm going to break this down, right? Because I know some of my viewers and some of you have consoles, just Xbox and a PlayStation 5. Some even have a Switch, right? So what you have accessible to you is different than somebody who may be gaming on a computer, right? So first, let's talk about console only, right? So if you can only stream from a console, there's not much that you will need, right? Most of the consoles have integrations in them where you can go ahead and live stream directly. So let's say I'm on the Xbox, right? I know that I could only stream to Twitch. So pretty much all I need to do is get myself a webcam, right? And plug it in directly into the Xbox. I can use my headset and then I'm good to go. I got audio, I got video, and I'm able to start streaming, right? And I think that the big misconception is that people just want to stream and think that that's how you're going to grow, right? The aspect of it, and anytime I get somebody to ask me, say, hey, should I start streaming or should I start making content first? And I'm always going to tell you to start making content first. Why? Because when you first start out, you don't have an audience, right? So there's not people really watching you, and there's people can't find you on these platforms, right? Just because you go live on YouTube, just because you go live on Twitch or on Kick on any other platform doesn't mean people are going to find you. These platforms are not built to really give you that kind of exposure, especially on the onset. So the goal is to start creating content, right? It's less of pressure on you, meaning that I don't have to be live. I can actually go ahead and be streaming. I mean, I can be creating content on, it can take me 3, 4, 5 days to make a video. That's fine. I don't have no pressure. And then I can upload that video, and then over a few weeks, I can start to get some traction. And now I'm building a community of viewers, right? You can see here, maybe for the last year, I really haven't really live streamed, right? I think the last time I live streamed was right before I went ahead and got married last year. And talking about that, like, today I went to go to a wedding. It was a little different. The couple's a little bit older. They've been married before, so it was like more like a court wedding, just have a small little dinner in there. And then like tomorrow there's going to be like a little family get together. So it's a little bit different, but it's been about a year. But I still been growing every single month, and my growth has been increasing because I've been creating content. So think about, if you had to choose and you're limited on time, should I stream or should I create content? Create content, try to build the community first, and then start live streaming. So that way you have people to be able to connect with. So I'm super excited. So let's see what other questions we got here. Cooper, what is going on, man? What is going on? What is going on? We got a question here, right? How do you set up commands in Streamlabs, for example, like join thing in the chat? So I'm going to go through that. I don't believe I'm going to be utilizing Streamlabs for the setup. I think I'm going to lean in more towards OBS, but I'm going to talk about platforms here in a second. But that's going to be in the bot setup. So I don't think I'll get to the bot setup today, even though I'm going to be here for 2 to 3 hours setting all this stuff up. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get to the bot today, but that's going to require a chat bot. And Streamlabs has a chat bot that allows you to be able to kind of set those things up. That way, when people comment, you're able to do it. But we are going to go ahead and tap into that, right? So remember, if you have a question, make sure you put a Q in front of it, and then we can kind of start diving into that, right? So let's see here. Questions, any mobile streaming tips, big time. So when it comes to mobile streams, right, it's a completely different experience. But with the tools that you have accessible to you, it allows you to create a nice experience, right? So when it comes to mobile, you just got to think about what is the experience you want your viewers to be able to have, and what is the experience that you want to create on there, right? Is it just to go ahead and showcase the games that you're playing? Is it to go ahead and create a community that you want to foster? So the biggest thing, that it doesn't matter whether it's a mobile stream, a console stream, in real life stream, the biggest thing that I can kind of tell you and for everyone is to have a plan, right? Have a plan when you go live. Have an agenda. Understand what you're going to do on that stream, and think about creating content and giving value to the people who are going to watch your stream after you end it, right? And then also have some opportunity to be able to engage with the people who are there, like I'm doing here today, right? So let's see here. What do we have? Any tips streaming straight from my PS4? So streaming from your console, again, right? This is kind of where I'm talking about. I'm glad you went ahead and answered this question, because I'm going to go ahead and dive into this a little bit deeper, right? So when you can stream only from your console, like the biggest thing that you want to do is to go ahead and leverage what you have available. So the beautiful thing about the PS4 is that you're able to connect the webcam to it. You're able to go ahead and connect the microphone to it. You're able to go ahead and stream to Twitch, and you're able to stream to YouTube, right? So take advantage of those opportunities to be able to stream there, right? But again, the only tip that I can provide you is to focus on creating content. Come in there with a plan. So what I want you to think about, right, is that when you watch gaming content, right, or you're watching other people's content, you see that there's challenges, there's pranks, there's missions, there's so much opportunity, and you see it all over now where it's not just saying playing at 2K, right? It's like playing 2K, but I could only make layups, right? So there's a little bit of a twist to the type of content that you're making, and there's a goal. So and that's the biggest thing that I can share with you, is that thinking about making content, and then if you have the availability, the second most way to be able to grow a stream is to collaborate with other people, right? If you try to go at this alone and try to grow this process, like, it's very hard. If you look at the top streamers, the top gamers in the space, right? You always see them collaborating together, whether it be playing together, whether it be going to an event together, right? Because they cross their audience and they start to gain this exposure. And what happens is that instead of them competing with each other, they're lifting each other up, right? So I think that's why, like, the most important thing that I say on this channel is, like, together we all can thrive. And it's super important, because I don't believe believe that I'm competing with anybody. I don't believe that anybody who's doing educational streaming content I'm competing with, right? How can we complement each other? Because we're serving the same people. We have the same mission. So the biggest thing for you as a streamer streaming from your console is just develop the skills to create content and create kind of structure in the things you're doing. Don't just play the game. Have a mission, have a goal that you want to accomplish on there. And again, these are things that I'm going to talk about as we progress. Like once I start talking about like, oh, this is how you structure streams, and I'm going to show you guys real hand how to do it. So we'll kind of go through that together, right? So let's see here. Any other questions? Your tutorials will be helpful. Streamer in the future, perfect. All right, we got King. What is going on, man? What is going on? What is going on? Kick, let's go. I stream on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. What do you prefer for a beginner? Stream on the platform you feel you have the most access to. And again, if you feel like you want to stream to multiple platforms right at the start, you can, right? But again, it's just so important that I want to stress it again, right? You guys don't see me just starting a stream from zero, right? I've spent time putting in the time to create content and foster a community, right? I didn't just launch the stream and like there was zero people here, right? There were some people that were here ready to go ahead and tune in because I've spent some time creating content. So again, doesn't matter what platform you stream on, especially as a beginner, what you want to focus on is when you do go live, what content are you going to make? And I think that's going to be the story of my life that I'm going to continue to share is like, what is the content that you're going to go ahead and make? So let's go ahead and move on here, right? So the one things I want to talk about is consoles. So you have two options. You can either stream directly from the console to a platform, or you can use a web-based platform, right? And a web-based platform, what this means is that you don't need to have a crazy computer. You just need to have access to a laptop, a tablet, just for the initial setup. And what these websites let you do is they allow you to put overlays and have all the bells and whistles that a person that has a PC and a capture card would have, right? So for console, the one that works the best is going to be Lightstream, right? So Lightstream is going to be a tool that's going to allow you to be able to stream your game. It's going to allow you to add your chat, add alerts, and pretty much everything. And there's tutorials on my channel on Lightstream. So if you can't find it, or that's the route you want to go where I don't have a computer, I just want to be able to stream from my Xbox or my PlayStation, but I want to have overlays, that's the route you want to go. And it's super inexpensive. I think it's just a monthly amount. I think they change the price all the time, but I think it's like $8 to $16. Don't quote me on that. But again, it's an investment. It's not free, right? But again, it beats the fact of having to buy a capture card, buying a computer, initially in the onset. So that's going to be your options. The next thing is if you want to get a capture card, right? So you can have a capture card, but you may not have a powerful computer. So, okay, cool. I'm going to use a capture card, but now I can go ahead and use a web-based tool, like StreamYard, Restream, EVMux. Those are tools that you can use on the website. You can set everything up, make everything look professional, and it doesn't take any strain on your computer. So again, you can utilize, a laptop that's super old and be able to run that to be able to get started. And then what I'm going to do here today is because I actually want to set this up just so I can show you guys what we're seeing here. So while I'm setting this up here, let's take a look here. Ali, you said, how do some streamers have songs in their streams without getting a strike? So go ahead and pretty much look at the last video that I went ahead and created, which is utilizing a copyright-free service, which is called Epidemic Sounds. Again, you can go out and find free music anywhere that you may want to. But again, as a content creator, it's super important that if I do leverage music, that I go ahead and have music that I'm protected, right? And Epidemic Sounds allows you to be able to go ahead and protect yourself on TikTok, on all multiple platforms, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, just, so it protects you. So that way, when you use that music, you don't have to worry about your streams getting muted or getting any strikes. So again, I have a video on my channel about how to use music for your stream, for OBS and for Streamlabs. And again, as we go through this process, I probably won't get to adding music to the stream today, but there will come a point where I do go ahead and add that. So let's see here. Question: what capture card do you recommend for live streaming? That's a great question. So pretty much it's going to be based on kind of where you're trying to be at, right? So Budget plays a role into it, right? Like, I mean, there's so many different kind of capture cards and things that you can utilize. So it just depends on the budget, right? So again, if you are streaming on a Windows, then you can utilize the Elgato, you can utilize the Avra Media, you can utilize a knockoff brand of a capture card. I mean, there's so many options here that you're able to utilize. Like now, Rode, which is a company that they released a capture card that also not only captures your video but also captures your audio. So again, what I'm utilizing is the Elgato HD60X, right? And I'm gonna show you guys here in just a moment, as soon as I'm able to go ahead and get this set up here. So let's see. But the biggest thing is to find the capture card that works for you, right? So this is going to be the capture card that I'm utilizing, which is the Elgato HD60X. And the reason why I got this one was because the one that I had prior, which was the HD60 S Plus, doesn't work with a Mac, right? So that's another thing that I'm going to dive into, is that I'm actually utilizing a Mac to be able to stream. So it's a little bit more challenging for some of the things that you want to do, especially when it comes to audio. But for the most part, all the stuff that I'm going to be going through, you're going to be able to do on Windows, right? So it's going to be super helpful there, right? So let me set this up here. All right, so that's in place. So now I can kind of give you guys more of a look of what I have here and what we can utilize. But for the most part, the biggest thing that I kind of want to address is that there's so many ways to be able to go about this process, right? And it's super important that I kind of share that with you guys, so that way you kind of see the full picture of what this is about, right? So next thing is like, okay, you got the capture card. What do you do next, right? So now we want to go ahead and we have options to select platforms like OBS, platforms like Streamlabs, and if you are on a Mac, there is an opportunity to also use a platform called Ecamm, right? And that's kind of what I'm utilizing today to be able to go ahead and record what it is that I'm going to do for you guys when we're going to go ahead and set up everything here. So a quick setup tour. All right, since the for those of you who know, Shauna is my beautiful wife, my partner in crime. She keeps me afloat, right? So a quick setup tour. So let's see how we can kind of do this, right? So all right, so the light's going to be glaring just because it's just going to be glaring for right now until I set this up. But for the most part, these are the monitors that I'm pretty much utilizing here, right? So here you're going to have the where I have all the YouTube stuff. Here's kind of where I have everything in regards to like what I'm using to stream. And then here's the monitor that I'm going to utilize to share my screen, right? So again, as far as what I'm using, so this here is what I utilize to capture all my audio. Again, this is kind of overkill when it comes to kind of getting started and going through this process, right? But again, you got to understand, I'm coming in from a different level because I'm already creating content. So a lot of the stuff, the tools that I'm going to be utilizing is going to be a little bit different than when somebody's first getting started. But none of the stuff that I'm showing you here today is needed, okay? All you need is the ability to be able to create content, and you don't even need to go live for that. That's the whole idea. What I'm trying to share here is that you don't need to be able to do that, right? So this is what I'm utilizing for audio, right? This is a microphone that I utilize typically when I'm making YouTube videos or I'm doing products, right? Because then I don't have to have this mic in my shot, and then all I have to do is switch between the mics, and then you guys can hear me talking through this one, or go ahead and switch back to this mic. So that's kind of what that's there for. And then this camera here, this is for me to be able to kind of show you guys the top down, right? For me to be able to show you. So that's kind of in a nutshell what I have here. If you have any questions about anything that I have, in the description of the stream, you'll be able to find a link to everything that I have in my setup. So I put it in one link, and you're able to see everything that I have. And if there's anything that sparks your interest, you can go ahead and take a look at that, right? So coming back here, and let's see who else we got in the house here. I just saw I Am Santana. Your name looks familiar, man. Name looks familiar, so I'm super excited about that. So question here from Sam. How do you think AI will change how we stream? Any AI tools for streamers so far? So this is a great question, right? Because I believe that AI, when it comes to streaming, right, there's tons of tools that you're able to utilize to be able to improve the streaming. One of the things that, especially here for my audience in the gaming space, that kind of falls into AI is like VTubers, right? The ability to create a fictional character that's more anime based that allows you to be able to not have to be on stream, but still create a level of personality. And I think that there's a tons of new VTubers and opportunities there where like AI is allowing us to do so much when it comes to our streams to really advance it, make it more exciting. They're almost becoming like full movies, right? When you're creating them. So again, I'm a big believer in leveraging AI to be able to do the things you need to do to be able to speed up the process of research or creation, right? And then leveraging those things to also create the kind of experience that we want to create. Man, at the end of the day, the tool that I'm using right now to be able to stream is AI, right? It's a smart tool that's communicating with YouTube and other platforms to be able to stream. So again, I'm a big believer in not running away from things that are new, but to leaning into them and kind of learning from them every single day. So, but I think that, again, when I think about AI and I think about gamers and I think about the audience that I'm trying to serve here, it's going to come down to the availability to use VTuber. So if you have ever used a PNG or ever done a VTuber stream, let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to be able to check out your channel and see how you're doing it. All right. So I want to go ahead and dive into kind of getting this process set up, right? Because I want to start to build out my stream and I want to kind of walk you through the process of how I'm actually going to be building this, right? So again, if it's your first time here, what I'm pretty much doing is bringing you guys behind the scenes as I build out my full stream, right? From scratch, building it all out. Like I said, it may take more than one stream to be able to accomplish it. But once the stream is done, then we'll dive into building out a gaming YouTube channel. So again, if you follow this journey and you start to build your stuff on your end, or even to get the insight of what this actually looks like, I'm pretty much showing you everything, right? These are all things that I could have done behind the scenes and just set it up and show you guys once it's polished. But I think this is a great learning experience for you guys, a great opportunity for me to create some content. And it also kind of keeps me pressured to actually do it, right? As opposed to saying like, oh, I'm going to get to it when I get to it. You guys have made me the opportunity to be able to do this. So Raj says, super setup. Appreciate it, brother. Question, right? How do you add a live viewer account on Slobs? Because I can't find a video on it. So you can utilize Stream Elements. It's probably going to be the easiest way to be able to add a live view counter. They now have a tool in there. And again, I don't think I'll dive into Stream Elements today. Maybe I will if we get the opportunity to set up alerts, and then I'll show you how to go ahead and access the view counter there, man. So it says it's great to see how you're setting things up while streaming live. Amazing. Yeah, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and go ahead and dive into this here. So let's see here. Another question here. Are the Rodecaster voices set up? I'm not sure. Let's take a look here. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. Let me.
The voice should have changed here. So that's another thing, is that this also can change my
voice in a push of a button, right? So again, these are tools that allow you to be able to do some amazing things, right?
Calling all streamers, right? So these are just things that you're able to kind of do, and I think that it's just a great opportunity, right? So again, we're gonna work through that because there's some sounds that I definitely had a few of my friends create that I definitely want to go ahead and share with you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and utilize OBS. And again, the process is pretty similar on Streamlabs if that's the route that you want to go. But for most of my audience, I know that OBS is probably the tool that you leverage a lot. So we're just going to go work through that. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of get that all set up. And you guys can kind of follow along to kind of see how I would go ahead and approach this, right? So let me see if I can, let me see if I have the right scene here. Let's take a look here. Is this the wrong scene? That looks trippy, right? This looks like the right scene here. All right, perfect. So, and then as far as camera, let's change this here. All right, so we're going to be able to utilize OBS. And when I first get into OBS, the first thing that, if you've never seen this before, it can be a little bit confusing, right? Onto how you approach this and what you do here. But hopefully this is going to allow you to be able to kind of see the things that are available for you, right? So, so let's see here. Vanessa, you can do it. Let's see. Questions. definitely want to, I just saw somebody that I definitely want to address here. My boy T-Mac. T-Mac's been a part of kind of this journey, probably back since the Mixer days. And that's kind of like crazy, right? Mixer days 2019, and he's been there, like started as somebody, as just a viewer, and then became a friend, came to my wedding. Like it was a amazing thing. So happy to see you in here, brother. Let's go ahead and get this kind of set up. So all right, so let me share my screen here. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is, the first thing, I like to go ahead and set up my scenes, right? And let me see if I can go ahead and add my camera here. Let's add this. Okay. All right. So this is the beautiful thing. Now, mind you, the software that I'm utilizing is a little bit different than what I'm doing here with you guys, but I wanted to go ahead and be able to showcase this, right? All right. So the first thing I'm going to set up is my scenes. So I start thinking about what is it that I'm going to incorporate into my stream to be able to showcase and display, right? So the sooner you can kind of establish this, the better it's going to be. And there is kind of like a foundational, especially when it comes to the gaming space, like what scenes you actually include. And we're going to start there right now. I'm personally not going to utilize a lot of the scenes that are typically utilized, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. So we're going to start with like a starting soon, right? Now, a starting soon has its perks, and I'm going to tell you why you should use a starting soon, and then why you shouldn't, right? And it's going to be based on kind of what I talked about earlier, right? So the first thing, let's start our starting soon. And then press OK. All right, so this is going to be the first kind of scene that we start. So a starting soon is a screen that a lot of people like to utilize, especially to start the stream, right? And it's okay to be able to do that, but here's my thought process behind it, right? Especially if you're streaming to YouTube. If you're streaming to Kick, if you're streaming to Twitch, if you're streaming to any other platform other than YouTube, right? So here again, other than YouTube, what you want to do is that for YouTube, a live stream can have a long life, right? If done right. So if you look at this live stream here, right? I didn't just say I'm going live, come check me out, and then just have a generic thumbnail, right? I gave some thought into like, okay, what's going to be the thumbnail that I'm going to use for YouTube? What's going to be the title that I'm going to use for YouTube? Because I know that this video, I want it to live longer than just me being live, right? So it's super important how I start that live stream, because the people who are going to watch it after the live stream ends are not going to click that video. And then if a starting soon screen starts and they're waiting for 5-10 minutes, guess what's going to happen, right? Some people will skip forward, some are just going to leave, and that's going to hurt the actual live stream, right? So when I'm streaming to YouTube, I make sure that when I start the video, when I start the live stream, I start the video instantly diving into the content, what I'm going to talk about, start engaging, even if nobody's there. I don't even think I looked at the chat when the video started, when I first started to share. So it's super important. But if you're streaming to Kick, Twitch, any other platform that really doesn't have like replays, then using a starting soon stream is cool, because then your viewers get some time to come in, you can engage in the chat. So that's when I would utilize a starting soon screen, right? So let's hear and see what we got here. No problem. Rodecaster Pro is a cool tool for streaming. Yeah, it's fun. I actually enjoy it. Let's see here. Under Armour athlete, yes sir. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, you know, we're in talks. But I'm super excited. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving, because I definitely want to get this set up. So I set up a starting soon. So I set up all my scenes first before I start thinking about design, overlays, just all that. I just like to work in parts, right? So again, this is another practical thing that a lot of people like to utilize, which is a countdown timer, right? So again, countdown timer has its perks and doesn't have its perks, right? So again, a lot of stuff are a little bit different when it comes to streaming on YouTube, right? Like YouTube is probably the only platform that really, once you end your live stream, you can still get people to find it and watch it, right? So I try to avoid like slowing down the process of making people want to leave, because that's not playing the game of YouTube. YouTube wants you to go ahead and start keeping people on the platform longer. So again, a countdown timer, yes. Should you use it? it works, right? So you can have the starting soon. Some people use starting soon and count the timer together. Others like to use starting soon, and then they pop over to the countdown timer to then say, hey, we got 4 minutes before five or 4 minutes before the stream starts, right? So again, these are good things to do when you're streaming on other platforms aside from YouTube, right? Because if you're streaming to Kick or Twitch or Facebook or any of those platforms, when you download the stream, you can just cut out that first part. But on YouTube, I try to make things easy, right? I'm not going to spend a lot of time cutting the beginning out of it if I can avoid that in the beginning. So super excited about that. Said tea time after the stream for sure. All right, man, I'm here for it. All right, so let's see here. So we got the countdown timer. So the next thing that I'm going to do is a just chatting scene. This is super important because I think a just chatting scene is a great way to be able to start engaging with your community, and especially if you're talking about streaming on YouTube, a just chatting screen, it's something like this, right? Where I'm just here engaging with you. It's probably how I'm going to start my video. It's probably how I'm going to start addressing the content and the things that I'm going to be sharing. But for the most part, you know what I mean? Like, that's what that's for. But a lot of times, this is also a way to be able to utilize a just chatting scene in between games, right? So if you got your game loading, if things are a little bit slow, you switch to a just chatting screen, you go ahead and have your chat, and you're able to engage and create a little bit of engagement with your community, allowing you to focus on what they're saying, right? So that's super important. Again, if you have any questions, just put a Q in front of it, and then we can go ahead and have that conversation, right? That's the easiest way for me to filter through the comments to make sure that I'm engaging with you guys. All right, so just chatting scene, right? The next thing we need to have in place, right, is going to be our gameplay scene, right? So we're going to be gaming, so we need to have our gameplay scene in place. So we're going to put that in there. And later I'm going to tell you how I'm going to be picking a game, because we're going to start a YouTube channel. We're going to start a brand new gaming YouTube channel. And it's not just going to be any kind of game YouTube channel, right? We're going to solidify a game, and I'm going to tell you guys why I chose the game that I chose, right? So let's take a look here. We got so we got our gameplay, right? So after our gameplay, the next thing you want to have in place is a Be Right Back screen. Super important. I hardly ever use one, but it's super important to be able to just have it, because you just never know, right? To have a screen that allows you to be able to say, hey, guys, oh, man, got to let my dog out. Or, hey, oh, I got a phone call, or I got to step away. I got to use the restroom. Then, you know, like, you want to put up that Be Right Back screen. And I'm going to show you guys a way to, like, make the Be Right Back screen and be a little bit more exciting than just having a screen there. There's a way to be able to keep your audience entertained while you're doing that. So super important to be able to do that. All right, so let's see what we got. Some questions here, because this is what it's about. This is a super chill stream. I don't even think I have music playing, because I haven't even set it up, right? That's how bare bones the stream is. So any ideas why OBS sends a black screen to Twitch? Never had that issue with XSplit. I stream in 1440p. So Twitch doesn't accept 1440p. The max that you can stream to Twitch is 1080p. So that could be the issue that you may be having. So you may just want to switch it over to 1080p. And then, so when you're here inside of OBS and you come here to settings, and you go to video, you want to make sure this is at 1080p, especially if you're streaming to Twitch, because only YouTube is going to allow you to be able to stream to 1440p, 4K, and above. So just make sure that you put it at 1080p, and then you should be fine from there. So hopefully that answers your question there. All right. Question. It says here, what service, e.g. Twitch, YouTube, Kick, has the best service for startup streamers? This is a great question, because it all depends on what you have available to you, right? So again, if you guys are here, make sure you like up the stream. It definitely helps out, be able to get this out to more people. But it depends what you have available to you, right? So like, if you're able to stream to YouTube, like, this is the thing, right? Like, if you're just going to stream to YouTube just to be able to stream, and you're not going to focus on making content, then you're not going to see the kind of growth that you want, right? Because you got to, in order for your streams to be effective, you got to have some practice doing some videos and creating some content, and then understanding how that works, right? So So if you're brand new and you just got an Xbox, stream to Twitch, man. Just like stream to Twitch. I think there's just such a huge debate between like what platform is better. It's not about what platform is better. It's about how good are you at getting people to connect with you and to build a relationship, right? I think that's what it really comes down to. It doesn't matter if I go to Trovo, right? If I'm good at building a community and my community loves me for who I am and we connect and we mix together with each other, then if I say we're gonna go to Trovo, those who really want to be around me will be there, and those who don't won't, right? So I want you guys to kind of keep that in mind, right? All right, so we have our be right back screen, and next we're gonna have, so we have our be right back, and you could go ahead and add a ending stream, right? So ending stream. Again, there's an opportunity to be able to put up a scene, and you're going to see here, I'm going to add overlays. We're going to go through that process here in just a few moments. But I just wanted to show you guys how I would approach these, right? These are kind of like the bare bones minimum overlays that you want to go ahead and have, scenes that you want to have in OBS to be able to kind of have somewhat of a professional stream. And then of course, as you expand, as you grow, then like it will be a little more complex. And I'll show you guys that here as we go. So, all right, so we have our scenes set up, right? So the next thing that I like to do is I like to go into my settings before I go into start adding in any kind of overlays, right? So this is going to be super important because the settings play a big role whether or not your stream is going to lag or it's going to look professional, right? So like I can have this stream right here, but then it may just look terrible once I'm going to ahead and like start streaming, right? So super important that you guys kind of grasp that, to understand that the settings are super important. Not only the settings, but it's also going to be the what you're utilizing to stream, right? So if you're streaming on a computer that really can't support streaming, it doesn't matter what settings I give you here today or what settings you utilize, the stream's not going to be good, right? That's where if you don't have a strong computer to be able to stream, that's where a web-based tools that you can just open up Google, go to StreamYard, go to Restream, go to EVMouse, go to these kind of platforms and be able to stream without having to worry about how strong your computer is, right? So for me, again, I'm utilizing a Mac, right? So it's going to be a little bit different, the settings that I'm going to utilize on my setup as opposed to what you're doing on Windows, right? But again, I have videos on my channel talking about the best settings for OBS, for Streamlabs, based if you're on a PC or a Mac. So feel free to check those out if you wish, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is understanding where I'm going to be streaming to, right? So if I'm going to be streaming to more than just one platform, then I got to think about that, right? Because YouTube's the only platform that really can stream in 1440p or 4K. So for me, I'm going to keep it at 1080p. Why? You say, hey man, you got everything to be able to stream in 4K. You got everything you need to make your stream look high quality, right? Okay, cool. But again, right, where are people going to be watching me at more, right? Right now, let me know in the chat if you're watching me from a computer, if you're watching me from a mobile device, if you're watching me from a tablet. Let me know inside of the chat to see where you guys are watching me from. And this is going to kind of hit home as to why the quality and the resolution of what you're producing doesn't have so much weight when you're streaming out, simply because it is still going to look good at 1080p. And most people are going to be able to consume the stream at 1080p. Now, when you're recording content and you're trying to create content for YouTube, then you could go a little bit higher. But again, for me, I just kind of keep it at 1080p, even though I can go ahead, right? So there, mobile device, we got Zips in here in the house. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Got Zips in the house, got mobile device, mobile, right? Mobile, and then we got PC and laptop, right? So for the most part, most people that are gonna watch you, we got Hellcat, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Most people are going to watch you on mobile, right? So think about that. You're going to, the opportunity for you to be able to see that somebody is streaming in 4K on a mobile, it's very hard, right? So don't add more strain to your computer if there's no need for it, right? Allow the more simple you make your streams, the easier it is for the harder it is for things to go wrong, right? So again, right, we got Drew here that says, super clean 1080p monitor. Like again, right, this is a 1080 1080p stream, I believe. If I set it at 1080p, I think it might be at 1440p. I'm not sure. Just check your little quality. But again, it's super important that you guys realize the quality and what we're going to actually input, right? So again, let's come back here. So video, I'm always going to have it at 1080p. And then the FPS, I'm going to have it at 60, right? So Nation, yeah, you're getting me at 1440p. So yeah, I think I have this set at 1440p. But again, it's not a necessity to be able to do that, simply because it's going to look the same for somebody on mobile regardless, unless you're doing like 720p. Then you can start to notice a little bit of pixelization, but on mobile, you may not even notice a 720p stream so much. So the most important things that matter here are going to be the location where you're going to be able to stream to, right? So the good thing about it is that OBS has a lot of platforms integrated directly into it. So we can go to Twitch, we can go to YouTube, we can go to Facebook Live. Restream is a good option because it integrates directly into OBS. And this is a great way to be able to take the strain off of your computer if you want to multi-stream, right? So let's say you want to go to all platforms. Well, then you may want to consider getting a subscription to Restream because they take off the strain off of your computer. So you send it to Restream and Restream sends it everywhere, and they put all the weight on their servers, and it's really good to kind of for stability, right? So something to kind of think about there. Shauna, appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Where was it? I missed it. Appreciate the super chat. It says pear character with lovely dovely eyes blowing red hearts in the air. Oh, that must be emojis. All right. So what we got here? Mobile. It says here watching on mobile device, streaming on TikTok and Twitch at the same time has helped me so much. Would love to see you crush some TikTok live studio tutorials also. So this is something also that is on my radar, right? Again, I think that there's so many ways to be able to stream now, and being able to stream to TikTok. It's probably recently in the last, I would say 6 months to a year, has been a big component of how people are actually streaming to TikTok. And I'll show you guys here in just a moment, like a lot of these platforms now allow you to be able to create a TikTok version stream, which is a vertical stream that you can utilize, right? Harris Heller went ahead and integrated with Atom and created a vertical plugin for you to be able to stream to YouTube, to Kick, to all these platforms, and then also be able to stream in vertical, right? And later, probably not, I don't know if we're going to get to it this stream, but there's also a way for you to be able to utilize that plugin to be able to stream to two places at the same time, both in horizontal. And Streamlabs also has that integration as well. So, all right, so I'm super excited to be able to dive into that. But yeah, Twitch is on my radar. I have to make some new Switch content. So I'm curious to know in the chat, let me know what you utilize to stream. Do you stream console, right? Xbox, PlayStation, Switch? Do you just do strictly PC, mobile? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious to see kind of what it is that you guys are utilizing to stream. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here, right? So I'm going to select YouTube, remember, for this kind of example. So you come here to YouTube, and when you do it this way, it's going to allow you to bring in chat and all these other additional things that we have here, right? So it's going to say connect account recommended. I wouldn't utilize the stream key, because if you utilize the stream key, you're not going to get a lot of the additional features that you would get when you naturally integrate. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit connect recommended. Okay, let's see here. It's going to ask me to go ahead and get logged in. I got to get logged in here real quick. Okay. Let's see here. Console. Okay, so streaming on console. I don't stream, but if I would use the PS5. So again, there's different ways to be able to go about streaming. So let me see here. All right, it's not going to let me connect over right now, but anyways, that's how we would connect. I would connect the streaming service first, right? Then we want to go to here where it says output. This is where everything happens for you to be able to see if you're able to, like, the settings. This determines everything, right? And again, remember what you're seeing here on my screen is going to be a Mac. So it's a little bit different, right? So we got Sniper Elite Army. Welcome. Says PC. A Nation says not streaming as of yet. You are my Yoda for learning it last. Thank you for doing these, buddy. Appreciate it, man. That's what I'm here for. That's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I didn't want to just do this behind the scene. I really just wanted to show you guys me doing it, and it's a little bit slower pace. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's it's more of a chill, right? But I just wanted to kind of set this up because this is what I was going to work on tonight anyways. Dual PC, right? Xbox to YouTube. So Xbox to YouTube via the Xbox and Streamlabs app, learned it from you 100%. So see, like there's just so many ways to be able to stream and to be able to go live to connect with your audience that it's just what works for you, and use the things that you have available to you. There's so many tools now that make it possible, no matter what restrictions certain things give you. So it's super important. All right. So the easiest way to do this is if you want to keep it that simple, right? And this is an easy way to be able to just focus quickly on your bit rate, your audio bit rate, your video encoder, and just those basic things in there, right? I don't utilize OBS to record my content, but I know a lot of gamers and streamers who do use OBS to not only stream, but also record, right? So there's settings for that. And again, if you're on PC or you want me to go a little bit deeper into kind of like those settings, there's videos on my channel that go about recording settings and streaming settings for both PC and for Mac, right? So I'm going to utilize advanced just because I'm only going to be focusing on be able to stream, right? So for me, what I'm going to utilize as far as my encoder is going to be my hardware encoder, right? For Mac, this is what I found to be the best to be able to make sure that you have smooth quality. And then for a PC, you want to be able to utilize your graphic card. If like for me, when I had my PC, I didn't have a graphic card because it was just a streaming PC, so I had to use just H.264, right? And again, there's videos there showcasing that. So, all right. So as far as CBR, so what this means, bit rate, this is extremely important, right? Let me actually pull up here my a speed test here to be able to kind of demonstrate what this actually looks like. The bit rate of that you put in your software determines how well the stream is going to perform. Right now, based on where you're streaming to, it's going to determine whether or not it's going to go ahead and lag. Right. So Twitch, most of the time, you're going to be maxed at 6,000. There's a way to be able to get 1080p streams by going to like 7,750. But in order to figure out this number, if I can get to the setting here. Let me do a speed test. You want to check your internet speed, right? So the bit rate is going to be based on upload. So whatever your upload number is going to determine what you can put here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do a speed test here really quick and let that load. And while that loads, let me break this down. So whatever your upload speed is, you want to chop that in half, right? And 6,000 means that means that I'm giving 6. 6 is the upload, right? Forget about all the zeros at the end. Just think about the first digit. So 6,000 is 6 upload. So if you have at least 12 upload, then you can stream comfortably at 6,000 bit rate, right? So let's see here if I can showcase my speed. Okay, let's see here. All right. So this is the speed that I'm getting right now. Right. All right. So this is the speed that I'm getting right now. Right. So my upload right now is 897 is my upload. Right. So in a sense of like, if I were to cut this in half, that means I would have 400, right? So that would mean that I would be able to go ahead inside of OBS, be able to put 400,000, right? So there's no need to be able to do that, but that's how you determine what you're able to do here. So since I have 100, right? I know that 6,000 is more than enough, right? But because we're streaming to YouTube, we have the ability to go up higher if we want to, right? So for YouTube, the sweet spot that I found to kind of be okay to where like it's not going to go crazy on the computer, it's still going to give me good quality, is about 9,000, right? So again, in order for you to use a 9,000 bit rate on OBS, you need to make sure you have at least an 18 upload, right? So that's super important. I do, it says Sniper says, I do Streamlabs. So Streamlabs, same thing, right? It's just the same as utilizing OBS. They're both super similar. So, all right, so let's see here. Setting up a capture card with a switch using OBS. So this is perfect, right? If you have your capture card set up to your switch, then the biggest thing is just bringing it into to OBS. So what I'll do is that the next thing after we set up the settings, I'll go ahead and set up the gameplay one first. So that way it kind of helps you and guides you on setting that up and how you bring that in, right? But as far as connection goes, you're gonna get a little bit of glare inside of the light here, but so this is the capture card that I'm utilizing, right? Which is going to be the Elgato HD60 HD60X, right? So pretty much the way that any capture card would work is that you would go ahead and grab one HDMI, okay, that goes from the console into the back of the capture card, and then the other HDMI goes from the capture card to your monitor, right? And then the cable the USB cable goes connected into the back of the capture card, and then it goes into the computer, right? So I have a video on my channel breaking down the Elgato HD60X, talking about how to connect it and just of that sort. And then once you have that in place, now the console can feed the video feed to the capture card. The capture card sends the feed to your monitor, and then the capture card sends the feed to your computer, and then we bring that into OBS, and I'll show you guys that here in just a moment, right? So we got Rough House in the house. It says, "Hey, Lass, will this video stay up?" 100%. So this is going to be a live stream. Is going to stay up. Again, there's going to be timestamps probably a little bit after the live stream ends, where you can skip around and go to the parts where you feel they need to matter. I've been talking about where to stream, what tools to utilize, what based on the console. So you can just go ahead and watch the replay. But these streams are going to continue to stay up because I think they're super valuable and they'll help somebody be able to know how to navigate through this. So setting up commands and what commands you guys recommend you streamers to utilize. So I probably won't get to commands this stream, but once I go ahead and set up my bot, I'm going to show you guys all the commands and everything that you need to go ahead and utilize, right? All right, so let's go ahead and kind of move on with kind of getting everything set up here. Let me see here. Zip says, should your bitrate vary if you're multi-streaming across multiple platforms? So this is a great question, right? So again, you want to be able to, if you're streaming to multiple platforms, you got to understand the bitrate max that you can utilize on those platforms, right? Because what you utilize on YouTube and what you utilize on Twitch is going to be a lot different, right? So it's not more or less about the bitrate. So for example, if I was multi-streaming just using OBS, which I probably wouldn't recommend, I personally, if I'm going to multi-stream, I'm probably going to tap into another software that's going to take all the strain off my computer, regardless how powerful my machine is. I'm going to utilize a tool like StreamYard. I'm going to utilize a tool like Restream to be able to let me send my OBS feed to them. Let them worry about balancing out all the bit rate and handling all the weight of all the streams as opposed to doing it on my machine. So, but I would use probably 6,000, right? 6,000 is a good bit rate to utilize for a 1080p stream. And that's a safe place to be able to put. Now, what matters is that if you're using your computer directly, right, and you're going to be streaming directly from OBS, then what matters is going to be your internet speed. So if I'm doing 6,000 just for Twitch, right, that means that I need at least 12, right? So for every stream, every place that you're streaming to, you need 12, right? So if I'm streaming to 2 platforms, I'm going to need at least 24. If I'm streaming to 3 platforms, I'm going to need 36 upload, right? So your upload determines how easy and how you'll be able to stream to multiple platforms. So it's not just the strain on your actual computer. So keep that in mind, right? Vanessa said, I'm going to go and get my stuff ready. Go ahead. Follow along. I'm about to dive into this. I'll be here. I'll be here for quite some time here tonight. Okay. So can you touch on how to set up a hosting stream to emulate a podcast format? So Nation, I'm going to go ahead and do that because, I won't do it tonight on this stream simply because I will be having a podcast element where I am going to be interviewing a few people on stream. So once I get to that part part of the setup. Again, this whole setup of this whole stream, it's not just setting up how it looks. I'm setting up everything, right? It's going through Discord, setting up bots, right? Setting up, different overlays, different scenes for podcasts. So I'm going to go through all of that. It's probably going to take me maybe 4 to 5 streams to kind of dive into it. But once I get there, just tap in, and then you can kind of follow along and be able to see what it is that I'm going to be doing here, right? So Jimmy says here, good to see you, man. You helped me a lot streaming from consoles like PS5 and Series X, man. Look, super grateful. I hope you're having an amazing streaming journey. I'm actually going to be streaming from my Xbox. I'm going to be using my computer with a capture card, but for the most part, I'm a controller player at heart. Right. It's super hard for me to play on keyboard and mouse. It's a little weird. I tried it for one day to play Counter-Strike. My wrist was killing me. So let's see here. Let's go, my boy T-Mac. Eventually, I'm gonna get some sounds in here. Where I used to have the green bean money machine. Yeah, we here. I don't even know if you guys heard that, but if you did, that's the throwback. That's my dog, man. We back at it. Last curry, we here. Green bean money machine, man. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support for sure. I'm actually excited to come over there in November. But makes sense. I'm looking into StreamYard and Restream. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Restream integrates directly into OBS, right? So that's the one I would probably lean into. Thanks, lad. You're welcome. Well spoken. Teaching this old dog new tricks, man. Hey, listen, we're all students of the game, and I think that's super important, right? There's a StreamYard link in the bio. Yep, we're here. My audio is echoing, mostly chat from my squad mates. Richard, you got to let me know kind of a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about your setup. So I can know why it's actually echoing. Says I'm also using the controller. Yeah, me too. That's exactly how I got to rock. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this, and let's get this kind of going here. All right, so as far as setting this up, settings. I'm going to YouTube. I'm going to use 9,000 bit rate. For keyframe intervals, you want to have this at 2, right? If you put it at 0, there's going to be a little bit of a issue with the way that your stream is going to look, right? So don't leave it at 0. Put it at 2. Profile doesn't really have any kind of importance. You could just leave it at high. Again, it may be a little bit different for you because you're on a PC. So just keep that in mind that there's videos on my channel talking about these settings. All right. So once I have that in there, I'm not going to dive into audio just yet. Audio is going to be a separate kind of beast because we got to bring in Discord audio. We got to bring in music. We got to bring in my audio. We got to bring in the chat audio. Like, it's a little bit more of a beast. I don't think we're going to get to it today. I'm just going to focus on setting up the design of the stream, and we're going to set up some overlays, some alerts, and let's see where time takes us, right? Hotkeys are super important. Again, I'm utilizing a Stream Deck. This is something that I recommend that you go ahead and invest in. Now, you don't need to get the Stream Deck itself. You can get the mobile app. The mobile app does amazing. So it's super important to be able to go ahead and be able to switch scenes without having to actually look where it is that you're selecting. So that's super important. Says here, last you mentioned ATEM vertical plugin, but it requires a stream key. TikTok is no longer handing out stream keys. Instead, they offer their own studio similar to OBS after you reach a follower threshold. Yes, correct. That is 100% accurate. That is the way to do it. It's kind of the only way right now. I'm not too crazy about their own studio. It's a little bit. It takes a lot of resources. Like, so I'm not too crazy about it. And if you don't have a stream key anymore, it makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, that is the way that you have to do it. It has to be through their own studio similar. But what you could do is that, remember, you can bring in OBS virtual cam to be able to pull it into the studio and then be able to run everything, and have all the features and stuff that you want that are missing a little bit in the actual studio, right? So super important for that. Says Stream Deck Mobile is a great tool, 100%. This has helped me tremendously build the community while dual streaming. I know fans will love it. 100%, man. I think that's the actual key here, right? And there's so much that I can share when it comes to like growing, right? Because I know I'm pretty sure, Tim, I've seen your content before. And I'm pretty sure I actually watched a few of your videos, like to be able to go ahead and I think you have a few videos console videos that you did that I actually ended up watching because I thought they were really good. So man, keep crushing your content, keep helping people, and yeah, there's a lot of this I'm gonna share, man. There's so much when it comes to YouTube. YouTube is not luck, okay? And I just want to put that out there. YouTube is not luck. There's a system and a place and a way to be able to grow a channel. And as time goes on, I'll start sharing a lot of those things in there, man. All right, so let's go ahead and go here. Nice, never knew that. Thanks, truly, no doubt, man. It's my pleasure. Mobile is the app for free. The Stream Deck app is not free. There is a free tool, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. That allows you to be able to go ahead and utilize. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but the Stream Deck one for Elgato, I believe, is $9 a month. I believe, and you can use it on the actual tablet. And then you'll be able to kind of manage everything. But there is a free one. I can't think of it. If anybody here kind of brings it to mind, but I can't think about it. However, like if you're not a part of the Discord community, go ahead and join there. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a super active Discord community because I just kind of been MIA. But again, these are the things that I'm going through to start building and developing and show you guys how to foster community inside of a Discord, how to keep a Discord community active. Like I'm pulling the curtains on all of this, right? As I go through it, because it makes no sense for me to just do it and know it myself and then say, oh, I'm only going to share when I make a video. Like, no, I want to be able to show you guys the way that I'm thinking. Hopefully that inspires you to think that way, because for me, YouTube has become a business. It has just become a content structure. And so hopefully eventually in the future, I'll be able to share a lot of those things with you guys. So say if you're into Stream Deck app, there's a couple of versions, more buttons above. Yeah. So there's more things in there. All right. So let's set this up. All right. I'm gonna lock in now and we're gonna go ahead and get this going. Right. So, all right. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and look at getting some overlays. Right. So what I'm gonna do is utilize, of course, I'm gonna utilize my my own brand. So for those of you who don't know, I launched Stream Designs about a year ago to really help streamers be able to go ahead and have professional looking overlays. So I'm gonna just kind of look to see what I'm gonna utilize to see what options I have. Crimson has been my favorite just because I'm kind of like a black and red, white kind of guy. Shadow's always been pretty good, but there's a new one coming out this week that's like a black and green that I'm kind of like interested in, but like this crimson one is probably the one that I'm going to go ahead and utilize. So this is kind of going to show a little bit what this is going to kind of bring, right? And again, this is just what I'm using for my example. But again, if you get overlays anywhere, if you set up your own overlays, that's going to be a way for you to be able to kind of leverage them. But again, this is going to give me everything that I need initially to kind of go ahead and get started. And then I can kind of build and customize it from there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and lean into Crimson for now. And then we'll see what else is available in there. So, of course, if you want to check out Stream Designs, you can go in the description of this video. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get this set up. So the first thing that I'm going to do is going to be my starting soon. Let me go ahead and pop in my camera here for me to be here in this little corner here. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize this. So for the starting soon, there's not going to be a lot of things that we're going to utilize for the starting soon screen, right? Initially, if you have animated overlays, it's always going to be a media source, right? If you have images or a static kind of overlay, it's always going to be image, right? So we're going to use animated. Now, this is super important, right? you don't always need to utilize utilize animated overlays. If your computer can't hold it, don't go for it, right? It's better to have some kind of overlay, some kind of design, some kind of thing that sets you apart and shows some of your branding than to utilize animated overlays. But animated overlays are going to be the best to utilize because they just have a little bit of motion. They create a little bit more excitement, right? So I'm going to go to media source. I'm going to name this starting soon. And I'm going to look at this file, right? So let's take a look here. What we got? It's probably going to be on my desktop. Crimson. Here it is, right? So when you do get overlays from Stream Designs, initially they're going to come up as a zip file. And then you would unzip it. If you're on Windows, you would extract. If you're on Mac, you would go ahead and double click. We got D Dot in the house. What is going on, brother? What is going on? I see you over there working on the beard, man. You put in a lot of time into the beard. I love it. I love it. So hey, no doubt, Sniper. Happy to help. Happy to help is what I'm here for. Okay, cool. I'm uploading both the Green Lantern and the Green Arrow this week. Okay, perfect. That's probably what I'll end up switching to once we go ahead and get it set up. All right, so I'm gonna go Crimson. So we're going to go here to where it says overlay screens, and where's our starting soon? So here's our starting soon, right? Now, for your starting soon, you do want to go ahead and put it on loop, right? So that way it just keeps playing until you're ready to kind of take it off, right? So, okay, so now we have this in place. And later, when I get to it, we'll start diving into adding in alerts. Those are some of the things you want to have on there. Maybe even chat if you want chat to be able to show up. We'll add that later when we get to that aspect of it, right? Okay, so let's take a look here. So the next thing that we want to go ahead and add is going to be our countdown timer. So there's tons of countdown timers you're able to go ahead and utilize. But again, every package that you get from Stream Designs most likely has a countdown timer for you to go ahead and get as well, right? And if you're just tuning into the stream, welcome. Make sure you like up the stream, right? Make sure you hit the like to showcase the support to the stream. But again, what I've been doing here is just kind of bringing you through the journey of starting a stream from scratch, from building it out to building out the community, to building out the YouTube channel, all these things in here. I just want to pull the curtain and kind of bring you along this journey. And at the same time, answer any questions you may have that sometimes, I get tons of comments throughout the day and I can't get to all of them. So this is an opportunity to catch me live and be able to address those. So we're just going to add the overlays here first. So I'm going to go ahead and again, we're going to go to media. I'm going to add a media source. I'm going to do countdown timer. It's already in use. All right, we're going to call this timer and same thing. So this is kind of something that one of the things that I kind of want to kind of talk about as I'm kind of setting this up is how people are streaming now, and it's not the way you need to be streamed, right? Like we're in 2023 going into 2024, and the things that people are doing to be able to grow a gaming channel are not the most effective when it comes to that, man. AJ Gaming, AG, my fault. Love the guide videos, man. Really helpful. Appreciate you tuning in. Super happy for you to be here, man. Just going through setting up a stream from scratch, man. Let me know where you're tuning in from and let me know where you stream. All right, so I'm gonna add this countdown timer. Let's go ahead and get this set up. So the countdown timer, I don't really naturally loop it. I kind of just go ahead and just let it rock the way that it is because it's gonna end at 5 minutes. So again, this is just a way to be able to run through the stream and be able to say, okay, cool. Now in 5 minutes, we're about to get started. What I personally like to do is I like to add my camera here. And when we go to add camera, and in that way, people can actually see me as this thing is going down. But again, this is a countdown timer starting soon is really meant for is really meant for if you're going to be streaming to Twitch, to Kick, and things of that sort, right? Where you can utilize that. There's no value in replay. So that's what I kind of want you guys to think about, right? So the next thing is I'm going to do the gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the gameplay here just to be able to show you guys what this actually looks like, because I know some of you guys are, especially Vanessa, I know you're here about how do you set this up. So what I'm going to do here is the difference between using a media source. I'm going to go ahead and utilize a video capture device, right? So here it is, video capture device. and I'm going to name this HD60X. I'm going to press OK, and then it's going to ask me to select the device, right? So here's where you'll select the Game Catcher HD60X, and now you'll see here that right away, if you set it up correctly, you can see here that now I have my, oh, by the way, guys, I don't know, this game is super old, but 3-on-3 basketball freestyle, I don't know, it's been pretty fun to actually play that. But let me know what games you guys have been playing lately. Maybe I can download something pretty new. But again, now we have our gameplay added, right? So once that's in play, now we can go ahead and know that our gameplay is coming through, but we're not having any audio, right? The only audio that's coming in here is going to be the audio from my microphone. And later, like I said, audio's a whole nother beast of a thing when it comes to setting up audio, especially when you're trying to bring in multiple audios like your microphone, Discord, and everything of that sort, right? So we have our gameplay there. The other thing that we would add here to the scene is going to be our camera, but I'm going to show you guys how I would add my camera so I can have more flexibility with it, as opposed to just adding a camera directly to the scene, right? So that's how we add our gameplay, and then pretty much that's probably the hardest part, but it's really that simple to bring it in, right? It says, yep, if you guys are from the US, then I might be like 5 hours ahead. My bad. That's all good. I appreciate you tuning in, man. All right, so we have our gameplay in place. And then now we're going to do the Be Right Back screen. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and add that in there. Let's see here. Be right back. And like I said, right? Like a lot of people like to do Let's Play. A lot of people like to go ahead and do like walkthroughs or like highlights, and it's not the way that you want to go about growing your stream. You have to be more thoughtful, because the viewers are evolving, people are evolving, and if you're just doing highlights, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a super hard time growing. All right, so what am I looking for here? Background. Be right back. Let's set this up. Overlays. Overlay screens. Be right back. So this is going to be the Be Right Back screen. This is one you do want to loop. And again, this is just a way to say, hey, I'm going to go step aside for a second and be able to go ahead and do that. The actual clouds, that's a good question. That's a really good question. So the clouds are doing pretty good, man. I actually been utilizing them every single day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you now. Clouds. So they're there, man. They're there as much as I possibly can, but for the most part, yeah, they're there. All right, so let's see a question. Can I use my gaming headset for the audio with the Elgato capture card, because I have no other mic? So yeah, if you're streaming directly into your computer, like you can just plug in your computer to be able to pull it. But however, if you're on the Switch, it's going to capture your audio. So I've never been in like kind of like a party in a stream, but if you're using Discord, right, to be able to connect with your people that you're playing with, then you would just connect your microphone, your headset directly, your gaming headset directly into your computer, and then you'd be able to talk into Discord and be able to hear the game as well from your capture card, right? And I'll show you, that's going to be for audio, because you can pull the audio into your computer, bring it into OBS, and then be able to hear it in your headset as well. But I would need to know how you're actually communicating with the things there. Definitely prefer OBS than Stream Elements, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the software. I personally, like, if I'm talking about utilizing a Mac, then there's tons of I would prefer to utilize a tool like Ecamm to be able to kind of showcase that, but OBS does the trick. They're all kind of the same. Let's see here. Question here. How do you do 3 monitors on your Mac Mini? Listen, Adrian, that was probably the thing that made me scratch my head so much for like a week. Shauna can tell you, it took me a little bit of a time to be able to figure it out, right? But I'm going to save you some time here. So the first thing is that, and let me see if I can wipe this off here. Let me see here. It's gonna be super bright still because the lights are super bright. Let me just do this here real quick for a second. It's gonna get a little darker, but there we go. All right, so let me do the same one to this one. It's just gonna get a little bit darker, but you guys can kind of see here, right? All right. So on the Mac, right? So the Mac Mini, I utilize what you see up here is that I have the Cal Digi, right? So that is a you know, you probably heard of the Cal Digi. It's just another a dock, right? But it has additional HDMI port in it. So one monitor goes into this monitor right here, right? Then I have another HDMI that goes into the dock right above the Mac Mini that goes into this computer. And then I bought this little extender, and I'll try to share with you. Maybe send me a message on, hop in the Discord and send me a message, and I'll send you a link to what it is that I went ahead and got. But it connects as a Thunderbolt as USB, and it turns into an HDMI, and it picks it up using a extension that you download on your computer, and then it picks it up as a third monitor. All right. But we're supposed to be looking at my setup. Oh, do you not see my setup? Oh, you know what? I forgot. So you guys been looking at me super dark this whole time. That's crazy. So look, so pretty much this is, like I said, this that I'm above the Mac is the Thunderbolt, in there that you're able to kind of see. Oh, I'm glad you said something, but because I had just turned the lights off so they weren't glaring, so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. So yeah, so just join my Discord. I'll be able to tell you, but this took me a long time to figure out how to get 3 monitors to run through the Mac, right? That took some time, man. And Sean, I can tell you, I was struggling. All right, so that's gonna be that. Camera is all good, bro. Yeah, I know. Like I turn off all the lights. You guys saw me pitch black, and now I can kind of go back to being super bright. All right. So now that I set up, and again, feel free to keep asking me you guys questions. Super chill stream. Like I said, I just want to come and hang out with you guys while I'm building this, and kind of go through this. So, all right. So the next thing that I want to kind of work on is the ending stream. Again, this is just something to have, and I'll tell you exactly what I do here for the ending. All right, let's see here. Ending soon. Definitely was struggling. All right, let me see. Loop. All right. And you do want to be able to loop this. Yeah, it's decent here, not close to the city, but probably the closest to any city. All right. So what I wanna do here. So now we have our ending soon scene here. So we pretty much have all the basic overlays that we need. Starting soon, countdown, just chatting. So the just chatting, this is one that we want to go ahead and be able to go ahead and add here. So we'll hit the plus icon, and we're gonna do just chat. Appreciate that, Drew. Haha. I had it. I'm using a different software to be able to kind of record everything. And I had it actually in preview mode, meaning that I can make changes without you guys seeing it. And I just forgot to take it off. So I appreciate it. You noticing that. So, all right. So as far as the locate file, we're going to go and what am I adding here? Just chatting. So the just chatting, I'm kind of open to kind of doing it a certain way. And Drew, let me know where you're tuning in from, man. If you stream, super excited to hear about what you got going on. So with that, this is just chatting, right? So just chatting can look like this, no overlays, just a chat, right? Or it can look like this, where you have your camera in the middle, the gameplay on the right, and then the chat here on the bottom, right? So let's go ahead and build this scene out right here, just because I'm gonna hit this little plus icon. Shauna, you're slacking. Shauna, report to duties. Do your mod duties. All right, so now let's go ahead and kind of keep moving here. So the first thing we're going to add is our gameplay. So we're going to do video capture device, and you can just add it right back. And then I'm going to resize this here and put this down. All right. This is super important, right? So you see how weird this looks? Like it's kind of like it just looks weird, looks out of place, right? And that's because on OBS, you need to make sure that you go ahead and D-Dot, put her on blast. No, I'm just playing. I love you. All right, look. So the biggest thing on OBS is that you want to make sure that you're layering things correctly. So the things that you want on top need to be up top. So the way I think about OBS is going to be like a cake, right? So you need to stack things correctly so that it shows up the way that it needs to. Otherwise, you're going to see here that if I grab this and try to resize it, it's going to be pretty difficult, right? So I already had it on top. Now it's on the bottom. And then if I did it vice versa, you can see here that the game is behind, and that's exactly what I want. So I just want to put that in the corner, and this is a great way to just switch to the scene when you're just chilling in between games, man. You know what I mean? And other than that, you should be good, man. I can't read his. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in a camera here. So I'm just gonna bring in a video capture device. Let's go ahead and create new. I'm gonna do cam 2. I'm going to press OK. And then for device, you're going to select your camera. Okay. And I use 2 different styles of capture cards. So I utilize the Elgato Cam Link for the camera to bring in my cameras. But I also been liking the Avermedia, the live streamer Cap 4K, which was a lot less than the Elgato Cam Link, and it works just as good. So I'm gonna bring that one in, which is my secondary camera. So we have this here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place this in this box here. We're gonna get this set up here. Okay. Now this is how you would do it if you only have one camera, right? For me, what I prefer to do is that I would utilize a separate software like Ecamm to bring in my camera to allow me to be able to change it as I see fit, right? So I would remove this. I would hit yes. We'll come back. Video capture device. I'm gonna do Ecamm. And Ecamm is only a software that you can utilize in for Mac. And then here, so this is going to showcase whatever I have on my other software is going to bring in my camera, right? So when we look at this here, whatever you guys are seeing right now is what's going to be inside of my Ecamm, right? So again, if I'm sharing my screen, you're going to see here that I have the screen inside of the screen. So it's a way for me to be able to kind of do that, right? So I'm just going to leave it for my camera, video capture device, cam. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to bring this. All right, we're going to use this camera here. And this is how I would kind of go about setting this up, just to be able to have something to be able to chat with you guys. And I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna make sure that it's behind the just chat. So then I have the ability to make this a lot bigger and kind of be a little bit more centered. And then I'll just hold Alt on. So if you hold Alt or Option on the Mac, you'll be able to kind of start customizing this here. Okay, if it wants to work for me. There it is. So now I can crop and crop. All right, cool. EBT crew, what's going on? What is going on? What is going on, man? It's been a while since I've seen you, man. Super happy to see you in here. Vanessa, don't gang up on me. Come on. What are you guys doing over here? You girls got to stick together. That's what we're doing. Come on. No, I'm just playing. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving here. All right, so now we have our overlays. That's in place. Gameplay, that's in place. I'm gonna go ahead and add my camera here. Image slideshow. What are we gonna do here? Video capture device, cam. actually going to use a different camera for this one. So I'm going to go cam 1. And again, if you guys have any kind of questions, go ahead and drop a Q, ask me any questions. Even if it don't even have to be a question about your stream. If you guys want a little bit more about me, definitely ask some questions. I can definitely go ahead and share. But all right, we're gonna add in our cam link. So we're gonna add this camera here, and this is gonna be my cam. Now, what I like to do is, based on the game that I'm gonna play, determines how I go ahead and set all this stuff up, right? Because you know that when you're playing 2K, playing Apex, any kind of games, there's certain things inside of the game that you don't want to block, right? So it's super important that you load up the game that you're going to be playing, and that you position your camera where it actually needs to be. So Nation says you're wicked smart, last. Just tons of mistakes that I've made and learned from them, man. But super thank you for those kind words, man. Curry, you guys gonna be on tonight? Possibly. Depends what time I get out of here. But yeah, I think we probably should. Maybe on Apex, maybe 2K. But yeah, just hit the chat. Have you guys played the update on Fortnite? I actually haven't. I was actually going to play Fortnite with my daughter today, but she wasn't able to go ahead and get on. But that's kind of the game that she loves to play, is Fortnite. So I haven't had the opportunity to play it. What'd you think of it? I want to get a galaxy color and have it animated. I'm gonna go look later in the thing you said earlier. Yeah, take a look. As far as like galaxy, that might be a good design to be able to make. But check it out. There's definitely a link in the description of the video for you to be able to go and check it out. Oh, you don't like Apex, man? Oh, come on. Apex is pretty fun. Once you start getting into it, it can be pretty exciting. So, it says, how do you put up chat on stream? All right. So when you have the chat on stream, it's super clutch, right? So you can do this in you can do this inside of OBS utilizing a plugin. I haven't set it up here, but what I'm utilizing to stream right now, it's not OBS. I'm utilizing a tool, a software that's for Mac specifically called Ecamm, and it has that feature built in. But I'm gonna show you guys when I get to that part. Probably won't get to it today. How to bring up comments on stream, and Sean, I'm ready to write that down. That might be even a good video to be able to make. What kind of computer that I might have? So I'm actually utilizing a Mac. So this is pretty much what I'm utilizing. So I'm utilizing the Mac right there. And that's what's powering this whole kind of setup right here. And then of course I got the setup behind me. But I'm using strictly Mac because I game on a console. So I don't really need a PC at this moment to be able to kind of stream. So I just go ahead and utilize the Mac to be able to power everything. And then that's kind of where I probably typically do a lot of my work. I create more content here. So yeah, super excited about that. Let's see here. Assassin says, you think streaming in VR has a future? Of course, man. Of course. Do you not see the things that VR is going? All right, let me know in the chat. I don't know how many of you guys love Apple, but the Apple VRs that's coming out, right? I believe it's coming out early next year or later down. Let me know what you guys think. Like when that comes available, all right? Like it's gonna blow my mind, right? Like to be able to do a lot of things that I'm doing here. So let me know what you guys think about that. But VR is crazy. I think that if you're into VR right now, you've been keeping up with it, you're ahead of the game. Fall Guys is another fun game to play. 100%. I think that I actually had so much fun playing Fall Guys when I was streaming right before I got married. It was extremely fun. We had tons of fun. I was terrible at it, but it was super fun. You have a good setup. Appreciate it, man. Just like me. A Cookie, join the Discord if you haven't already, and drop your setup inside of the chat. Now, like I said, multiple times, right? Like Discord is not that active, but it will be once I start working on it and developing it. But do you play mobile games? do I play mobile games? It depends, right? Like I've played I've played Apex on mobile for sure. But the only real game is I play on mobile that's not kind of like that's not really about like a real game. It's like Uno. Like Uno and Tetris, especially Uno. I went to this little phase like about a week ago where I was playing Uno left and right. So like as far as like mobile games, I haven't played like COD or anything like that. I'm more of about like those are kind of games like playing on the mobile is cool when I'm away. But for the most part, if I'm home, I'm gonna probably be on the console for sure. Um, oh, so we got people in here that know each other. All right, cool, awesome. Appreciate it, you guys tuning in. All right, so let me go ahead and kind of keep getting this going because I want to get this set up. All right, so starting soon is done. Countdown timer is done. Just chatting, gameplay. Be right back. Ending stream. All right, so we gotta kind of have this in place. So what I'm gonna try to set up now is gonna be the alerts. All right, so to be able to set up the alerts, I'm probably gonna end up utilizing Stream Elements potentially. I've been kind of digging a lot about. I've been diving a lot into Bitrate. I've been kind of liking Bitrate and what they've been doing. But I'm gonna stick to something that I just know works. I'm not saying that Bitrate doesn't work, but it does have its moments. But again, we're setting this up for YouTube. So let me go ahead and connect here. You should be able to go ahead and it should, let me see, can I comment back to you from here? lastcurry.com/Discord. That should get you into the Discord. If it doesn't, let me know. Should. All right, let me get logged in here to Stream Elements and then let's start setting up some alerts and see how that goes. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No problem. All right. So when it comes to Stream Elements, once you get ahead and get logged in, Stream Elements is easy to use. Yeah, super easy, D dot. That's kind of why I kind of like utilizing it when it comes through here. All right. Oh, there we go. Got these are the super chats from Dom. We got one new member that joined the Curry Nation. Appreciate that. All right. So we're gonna come to Stream Tools. I'm gonna come to Overlays, and let me just set something up new just to make sure that I have the right thing here. Okay, I got most stuff set up. Later, I'll add the starting soon. Later, I'll make or buy one that I like. Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, this is a little bit. This is not so streamlined. Like I'm pretty sure I have videos showcasing how to do all of this, but this is more just about like me wanting to not be lonely while I'm doing this now. Just playing. But I definitely wanted to spend time with you guys and be able to kind of show you guys me doing this in real time. So let's keep pushing. All right, so we're gonna set alerts, add a widget. And for YouTube, it's a little bit different. So this is one of the things that you're gonna have to kind of keep in mind and kind of bringing it back to what I said earlier, which was like choosing a platform that you want to stream, because if you stream to YouTube and you're streaming to Kick, to Kick and to Twitch, each one of those has different alerts, right? And so if you only set up YouTube, you're not going to get the alerts when somebody hits you up on Kick or on Twitch, right? So this is something to kind of keep in mind, that it's not just about streaming to multiple platforms. You got to think about having to set everything up for every single platform as well. Now Bitrate is probably one of the very few tools, and I'll probably have to make a video on this, that actually goes ahead and allows you to pull alerts from all the platforms into one when you set it up one time. So something to kind of keep in mind. So let me know about that. And again, if you're just tuning in and you haven't liked the stream yet, let's give it a thumbs up, and let's push the stream out a little bit to more people. But I'm super excited about this. All right, so alerts. We're gonna go here and alert box. All right. So this is going to give me all the alerts that I need for YouTube subscriber alert. Let me just put myself in this little corner right here, just because I want to be all right. So subscriber alert. This is the one that I'm going to go ahead and set up. So here's where I would change the video. And perfect. I already have something in here. Let me see if I have some Crimson alert. Desktop. Stream alerts. I actually don't have alerts on here. Okay. Let's just use the ones that I got. So change video. What are these? Let me see what this looks like. Let me see here. I don't know if I want to use that one. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, let me tell you guys this this story while I actually go ahead and get this kind of set up. So when I first got started streaming, I started streaming on Mixer. And one of the first things that I kind of started to do on there was that, you know, like I quickly wanted to I got super addicted to wanting to work on the stream, right? And like just like building it out, figuring out all these things. I was making my own little commercials, ads, and I was just trying to really deeply build a community, right? But the thing that allowed me to grow so fast was the fact that from day one, I would say week one, I started making content. And when I started making content, that's how I kind of stumbled upon like the Last Curry channel and started making streaming content. For those of you that know kind of the story behind how I actually got started was that, you know, I was just like, you know what, like I'm going to learn how to do this. And every week, I learned something new about streaming. And what I did was that I went ahead and turned around every week and just made a video trying to teach somebody like really how I just learned what I just did, right? So if I learned how to do alerts, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to make a video about setting up alerts just to be able to help people because people will come to my stream and ask me all these kind of questions. I'm like, all right, I just want to send them to a video so they can watch it. So initially it just became that. I was just like, I just want to be able to have videos to send to people when they ask me all these questions. And then I was like, oh wow, but people are finding me on YouTube and they're coming over to my Mixer stream to be able to find me. And it says, bro, I got banned. Yeah, EBT, I could see that. I could see that happening. I can see that happen. You're a little toxic. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Move to Twitch. Yeah, like I said, it definitely depends on the actual platforms. Mixer had his perks. It was a little bit different kind of community, but for the most part, it would have been all right. So and that's when I realized when I started making content on YouTube. That's when I realized like what this truly was and like what like why content was so important to be able to grow and why creating content on other platforms helps you grow the way that that you're able to grow. All right, I'm sorry. I take it back. EBT. I take it back. All right. So that's kind of just what I want to kind of instill with you, right? I know this is starting from zero. You're just getting started, but like all the stuff that I'm showing you here today is just the beginning of it, right? This is more about how to start streaming, but to actually grow a stream and actually turn into something that's more substantial and more sustainable. And as I go, I'll start sharing with you guys the behind the scenes of my channel, how I'm growing a YouTube channel, how I'm growing my gaming channel, like how I'm creating content, because I think that it makes no sense for me to keep this stuff a secret, right? It's not a secret. I want to inspire you guys. I want you to see that it's like, it's possible. Like I've been doing this now for 4 years and I've been full time for 3. So probably a little bit less than that, a little bit more than that, like 3 and a half or something like that. I just hit my 4-year mark on YouTube. So, but super excited to be able to kind of show you guys what it is that we're doing here. All right, so let me take a look here and see where we're currently at. All right, so my alerts are set up. So what you want to do once you got these things set up here. All right, let me open this, copy URL. I'm going to hit edit, but I'm going to come back to OBS. And we're going to add this to the starting soon here. All right, starting soon. All right, so browser source. So anything that you're bringing in from Stream Elements is most likely going to be a browser source. This is how you go ahead and connect it all. And then we'll hit OK. And then you just paste the link here. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Now we'll be able to go ahead and bring it in here. All right, so let's go ahead and come here. Let's go ahead and do a test. And let me know if you guys are hearing this sounds, because I want to make sure that it's not like overpowering. All right, so I just hit that a few times. We should be getting a notification here, but we're not. All right, so let's see. What's up with my alert box? Subscriber alert. There we go. There we go. All right. So we come back to OBS. We can kind of take a look. This should be popping up here on stream, but it's actually not popping up for me. What are we doing wrong? That's showing. Oh, I gotta hit save. Yeah, that would help. All right. So let's see what we got here. You can hear that? All right, cool. That's a little bit loud. Let me mute that for you guys. You should be good there. You shouldn't be hearing it no more. All right, so now that we saved that, we should be able to get some alerts popping in so I can get some placements on here. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Now we got some alerts in here. Somebody unsubscribe and subscribe. All right, let's kind of keep this going here. All right, so we got alerts in place. That's looking good. I'll probably end up changing some of these alerts and designs just because it just depends on how I'm feeling, and things change over time. For the time being, it's more about just kind of getting things in place here. All right, so alerts need to be, I would put them on pretty much almost every scene to make sure that it's definitely not muted. Oh, my bad. Oh, it's definitely not muted. It's still going. It's still going.
My bad, Shauna. My bad, Shauna. My bad. Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me?
Imagine if that was my voice. Nah, just playing over and over again. Yes, it should be done now. All right, so let me see here. Alerts are gonna be, turn it off. It's still going. There's no way that it's still going. There's no way that it's still going. There's no way. I was spamming that thing. Let me see. Is it still going? There's no way. It stopped. It had to have stopped. There's no way that thing is still going. All right, so alerts, we're gonna be here. I spammed it. That day, look, you guys are seeing firsthand the things I gotta do to be able to test these things for videos for you guys. I gotta, hit it, so I can, figure it out for you guys. That way, when you guys see me pop up a video, you be like, yo, man, that thing was smooth. It's like, yeah, because you guys didn't see all the failures. All right, so where we at? Alerts. So we're gonna go browser source. We're gonna add this in. I'm actually, in all reality, like I'm kind of leaning into, like I'm ready to like play some games. But let me I gotta stay true to what I said. I gotta get this set up so we can kind of keep moving forward. So I'm gonna add in the chat alerts. Where are we gonna add alerts at? Browser alerts. Okay. So this is pretty much kind of the route. There's no way you still hear it. I'm now I'm listening to it on my headphones. So now you ain't gonna catch me. You ain't gonna catch me slipping. You ain't gonna catch me slipping no more. I'm actually gonna put this alert right on my face, so when it happens, it'll be good to go. All right, so we got that there. Gameplay, same thing, right? And then as you start to load in some games, you can start to understand where things are going to be. But let's kind of see here, right? So we got be right back, gameplay, and we'll add alerts. Yeah, Kurt, get it right, man. I know, man. I'm struggling over here. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling. All right, look. So alerts browser. I would like to join you playing later. Yeah, for sure. Let me know what you play. I'll probably end up being a little bit on Apex tonight. Depends. Your video on this was good. Oh, Elite, what's going on? Welcome. Glad you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I'm pretty much first time here. hit the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. But what is this music? Oh, the music that you're hearing from the game? Yeah, it's from my 2K. My 2K. You shouldn't be hearing the music from 2K no more. I don't want to get no copyright strikes, you know. But aside from that, yeah, appreciate you tuning in, Elite. All right, so I want to add my alerts, and now we got the alerts here. All right, so be right back. I don't really put alerts on be right back. I don't really put that's what you be jamming to. Yeah, that's what I be jamming to. Yeah, hey, listen, don't judge me. 2K got a decent track. All right, decent track. All right, so now we got that in place. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this actually kind of looks like here. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to me. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here for a moment. We're gonna switch some profiles and we're gonna go ahead and see what this looks like in real time. So we're gonna go here to Q&A. Okay. All right, and we're good. All right, so now I've kind of built out we got the overlays, kind of set up the settings. I've got the alerts. The only other thing that that a lot of gamers like to be able to utilize, and when you're streaming, especially on the gameplay, is the overlay bar, which I use sometimes. It depends on what I'm utilizing, but a lot of streamers like to use an overlay bar, and that comes in the package from Stream Designs. It's one of the things that you get. So I'm gonna go to media. Let me see here. Okay, media source, and we're gonna go overlay bar. All right, so let's add this in here. Overlay bar. All right, so loop, and this is what the overlay bar looks like, right? So this is what's going to allow you to be able to put in your new followers, your new subscriber, new donation, and stream goals. So this is where you add stream labels, right? Like, you're not going to manually be typing this in every time that something happens. You want this to happen automatically, and for that, you can utilize stream elements as well. Again, feel free to look into excuse me, feel free to look into Bitrate as well. Bitrate is doing some pretty good things for multi-stream platforms. All right, so we're going to have that in place. And again, you want to kind of think about where you're placing all these things on your stream to be able to know kind of what you're going to be blocking and what you're not going to be blocking, right? So it says here, Elite says, I went from noob to pro with the live stream. Thank you. Hey, look, that's it. That's what it's all about. Taking action, going out there and putting in the time and making it possible. It says, they got music on YouTube that you can listen to and it won't get you copyrighted. It's from YouTube itself. Yeah, I utilize Epidemic Sounds. I just didn't set up music today. But I utilize a service that covers me across all platforms, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, YouTube does give you some options for YouTube music you can download and be able to utilize. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Just like Shona said, this is what it's about. Being able to share and being able. I want to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, give a little bit of Shona some screen time. All right, so this is pretty much kind of the base here. So the next thing I will kind of do is kind of go to get labels. It's pretty easy to be able to get the labels because Stream Elements kind of does it for you. So if we come back here, and are you going to be on Kick more? Trev, what's going on? So just for today, I'm streaming just to YouTube. Eventually, once I kind of get everything set up, I'll be on Kick, Twitch, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube. I think that's about it. Wherever streamers are at, I'm going to be there. So I can be able to not only share, but help, but 100% Kick. You got to tap into the platforms. You may not, like, a lot of people may not agree with the things that Twitch is doing, the things that Kick is doing, the things that YouTube's doing. But at the end of the day, like, leverage the platforms to your best ability for as long as you possibly can and use them for what you need to use them to be able to connect with your community. So 100%. I have accounts on Kick, have accounts on Twitch. And here's the crazy part about this, right? Is that both my Twitch and my Kick continue to grow with followers. I haven't really streamed to those platforms yet, right? But that just goes to show you the power of creating content on social media, on platforms like YouTube, where people find you, where you build a community, and then they want to connect with you where they want to connect with you, right? And that's how you gotta grow. Say, got you, me too. We gotta link up, man, for sure. Let me know, man. Join the Discord and hit me up, and let's link up. Definitely there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing. I want to be talking to a lot of streamers. There's a lot of things I want to do. So just stick around, because there's a lot of things I want to do to give back to streamers, and things that I want to do to be able to kind of help streamers be able to grow. But it's super important. Can you stream simultaneously on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble? Yeah, 100%. 100%. So you can stream to YouTube, you can stream to Facebook, and you can stream to Rumble. It all comes down to the platforms that the tool that you utilize to stream to, right? Again, if you're using like Restream, you're gonna be able to do it, right? If you're doing OBS, you can do it as well. So yeah, you can Rumble, yeah, look into it. Rumble's like, I would say that Rumble is like almost in the early. It's like where YouTube was at in the beginning, right? So if you go there, you'll see like how it is. Like, so it's like I said, it's something that if I had to dedicate, like if I had 100% capacity, I would dedicate 20% to like being on Rumble, maybe taking some of my videos, reposting on there, maybe live stream again, right? It's just so great to be able to tap into these platforms and just start learning a little bit about them, right? And what it is that you guys, that way you get experience in it, right? That's exactly what I do. I literally see, new platform. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go check it out. Let me go ahead and learn about it. That's why I've used OBS, why I've used Streamlabs, why I've used, all these softwares and all these tools. It's not just because, but I want to be educated, because look at the diversity that we have here, right? People in the chat that are talking about, streaming on Xbox, streaming on Switch, streaming on PS5, streaming on a PC, streaming on a Mac, using this. Like, if I don't mess around with those tools and know how to utilize them, it's hard for me to help you. But it also helps me to know, like, if I want to do this, I know the tool that I can use to be able to do it, right? So a lot of my experience comes from trying. I'm a big believer in doing, as opposed to just telling, right? So anything that I tell you guys to be able to do, I've most likely am doing it currently or have done it. So I thought it would be biased with Kick and Twitch, Again, it really depends on the person you're talking to, right? I don't look at an individual platform and say like, I'm only going to bleed green, or I'm only going to bleed red, or I'm only going to bleed purple, right? I care more about the humans and the people that are there with me more than the platform that we're hanging out on, right? So again, right, like you guys are here hanging out with me on YouTube, cool. It's not about YouTube, it's about where you guys are here at. The same thing we're doing here, we could have been doing it on Kick, we could have been doing it on Twitch. So I care more about the relationship and the human aspect of it as opposed to the platform that I'm connected to. We may be doing a giveaway. We may be doing a lot more than that. I'm super excited. I've seen this, what I'm thinking about, I've seen it be done in different spaces, even on TV, but I don't think it's been brought to the gaming space. And I think it'll be a super dope idea to be able to do. But I got to give it a little bit more thought, and then I'll share it with you guys. All right, so let me see here. If you're just tuning in, again, there's going to be timestamps for everything that I talked about today. And make sure you join in the Discord to kind of connect. We're going to go through this process together. But the whole point is to be able to go ahead and grow the stream together. All right, so we're looking to add here stream labels, right? So let's see here, because they just added in some new things into... This is what I was talking about. Browser guide element. All right. So this is what I was talking about earlier when somebody asked about how do you show the followers and some of the things that they're doing here, right? So these are some of the widgets that they got here, even some design, some labels. So these are the things that I was talking about, the label events that you're able to show. But there is another way to be able to do this, if I remember. Let's pop in here real quick and let's see here. All right, Kurt, I'm head off. Glad to catch you on stream, and it looks great. I'll be on at 10:30. All right, cool, brother. See you later, man. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you coming by, man. It says here, not on PS5. I actually got a PS5. You know what? I've been wanting to play this thing for quite some time. And if you tell me some games that you think I should play, like somebody's telling me to play Horizon, and I don't know if you guys have played Horizon, but I think it looks pretty cool. I think it'll be super exciting to be able to utilize it. But right now, my PS5 is literally catching dust. Okay, so you guys let me know if there's something that you guys are playing that you think would be good for me to be able to play. Say, hey, man, this is maybe too much to ask, but deal with YouTube. Do you use DaVinci Resolve to edit, bro? Because I do. I don't use DaVinci Resolve simply because I pretty much utilize a Mac, and it's not about using a Mac, but I use Final Cut. So I use Final Cut Pro because when I first got started editing, I was using iMovie. And I was using iMovie. So like switching from iMovie to go into Final Cut. And I did a crash course over the weekend. It was just super intuitive for me to be able to utilize. So that's kind of what I utilize. So I don't use DaVinci Resolve. I have friends that do, but for me, I use Final Cut Pro just simply because I just keep it in the Mac ecosystem. But plus I also got a student discount because Shauna. So that also came in clutch. All right, so let's see here. All right, so let me see here what. All right, so start soon, add widget. I'm trying to. Was it easy change for you? It it took a little. It was easy to transition because like I just love all the intuitive features of Final Cut Pro, how things move, how things navigate. Like literally, I knew nothing about the software. I took a weekend watching a few YouTube videos, and then I literally like this is literally this is again right. If you know how to navigate a computer and you can kind of pick up stuff pretty quickly, then it shouldn't be too difficult for you. So this is what it was for me. It was like I haven't edited in about 2 years. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn Final Cut Pro. And I was like, I have nothing about it. And I went ahead and watched like I probably invested like 20 hours into the weekend to watch tons of videos on Final Cut, just watching all kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. Monday I'm gonna edit a video. So I went ahead and started to go ahead and stream. I took a video and I was like, all right, cool. So as I was editing that video, that first video took me a little bit longer because I had to like, as I was doing things, I had to search. But pretty much after that first video, I now can go ahead and record a video and edit it in like 2-3 hours and have it ready to upload. And again, I try to keep things simple. I don't try to make things so complicated. If I was doing some crazy edits, maybe it'd take me a little bit longer. But for the most part, like, you know, it was an easy change for me, and now I know how to navigate. Color grading's the same, my setup's the same, so that makes it easy. Music's easy to do, audio's easy to do, so it makes it pretty straightforward. But I always say use what you feel comfortable for you. Do I play PS5? I haven't played it in quite some time. I think Shauna played it last, I believe. She was playing Harry Potter. So all right. So now here's where the labels are at, right? So this is where you get the latest subscriber, right? So you would get that, and then we would come here, get the latest subscriber, and then I don't want that. I don't want it to say latest subscriber. I literally just wanted to say the name only. So if somebody that wanted to know how to do the labels, this is how you do it. Again, there's a video showing you how to do this, but subs. Let's take a look here. Oh, you still watching me, Nation? You still here? You still here? Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot having to do all of this, but the beautiful thing is that once you do it once, like you kind of already kind of learn how to be able to do it. All right, so let me let's see here. All right, so we saved this. We're gonna browse this, and I've done this so much, you know that it's like in the back of my hand. Like it's very rare that I now go ahead and like script out tutorial videos because I just know how to navigate it so much just from doing it that it makes it a little bit easier to kind of go through. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit, I got to make this a little bit bigger because I need to get this right. All right. So I'm going to go browser, same thing. Anything from Stream Elements, you're going to make it a browser source. That's kind of the key here. Label. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. There's hardly no difference. I don't even think I added it. There's hardly no difference. Urgent Boy, hop into the Discord. Spend some time in the community. Let's bring some value to the community, and then we can talk about mod. You can see, like, Shauna had to be with me. Shauna had to be with me for like almost 3 years before I made her a mod. Imagine, she's my wife, and I just made her a mod today. All right, so let me let's see here. All right, I need this link. Come on, give me this link, man. Yeah, but OBS and on PSC, it just looks the same. The only thing that's different from those two is going to be the settings. That's going to be the only difference between PC and stuff and audio. Audio is a little bit different when it comes to Mac and the PC. That's the only really big difference there. All right, so let's paste this here. Let's hit OK, and we should pop up. Here we go. Our label. So now this is going to go ahead and update every time automatically. I have been married for 25 years. My wife is the mod, right? You know what I mean? That's the thing. 25 years, man. Look, hey, that is amazing. Like, so if you got any wisdom to share for me and Shauna, we've been together 3 years, but we are going to hit 1 year of marriage on the 20th of August, literally less than a month away. And I think I'm already messing it up. I'm already messing up. I don't even know what to do for anniversary. I don't even know what to do for the anniversary. I don't know, man. Maybe we're just gonna hang inside and watch a movie. But yeah, that's pretty amazing. So definitely blessings to that. Urgent Boy, how do you join the Discord? No secret, same goals. Yep, I love that. Shauna, no secrets, same goals. And right now we're doing such a great job of that. lastcurry.com/Discord urgent. I believe that should get you in the Discord. You may have to put www in the front of it. All right. So so this is in there. So what I like to do, right? Because if you take this and you resize it, right? Or you start to hold on, let me move this. Right? If you keep these things separate, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna get messed up. So what you need to do is you need to go ahead and grab that, and you need to grab both of these, and we need to go ahead and hit group. Anybody see group? Oh, groups are like that. There we go. All right. So what a group does is that now when I go ahead and resize this, now it's going to be a lot easier for me to be able to move it around and resize it. And now the label stays in place and it gets resized automatically, right? So then I will just go ahead and duplicate that and do that for all the other ones. I find OBS glitch when my capture card. That's why I use Streamlabs. Yeah. It all depends on the benefits of what you want to be able to utilize. For me, like when it comes to because I'm a console streamer, right? And when I first started streaming, I just built a like $400 computer, and this is it. This is it right there, right? Like that's my first computer that I built. There's even a video on my channel, and it was just a streaming PC, just for streaming only. So because of that, I used OBS because the Streamlabs was way too strenuous on that computer. So I just used OBS because it used less resources. But there's tons of things that, like, I know a lot of streamers that utilize Streamlabs because everything just kind of integrates a lot easier. All right, so now we got kind of my labels in there. All kind of set up. So in a nutshell, like a lot of the stuff that were built here, it's kind of the biggest thing, right? This is just the stuff for like show, right? Like this is just what makes the stream kind of look better. But ultimately, like what's gonna make your stream successful, it's not the way that it looks, it's how you approach the creation of your stream. So I want to kind of talk about some of those things in there, because like, I mean, the next thing that I got to kind of dive into is audio, and that's going to be a little bit more intensive. Like I'd rather do that with a fresh mind on the next stream. But so if you haven't liked the stream already, thumbs it up, definitely helps. And then let's chat about some of the things that truly help a stream kind of get off the ground. OBS can be configured to use less resources, only run what is on screen. Yeah, right. And I just prefer it better, right? Streamlabs has its perks. Like I'm not gonna lie, there are some things that I like what Streamlabs is doing, but then there are some just a resource thing. But I'm using a Mac now. It hardly breaks a sweat when it comes to the actual streaming components of it. And because I don't game on a computer, it makes it a little bit easier, right? So one of the things for me when it comes to streaming, and what I'm gonna hopefully be able to show you guys as we go through this process, because do you see me constantly reminding you guys like, hey, join the Discord, right? Come and be a part of the community. Why? Because I don't know if I'm ever going to see you guys again, and I get lonely. But it really comes down to just saying, like, when you meet people for the first time, it's super important that if you guys have get connected and there's a good energy there. Like I don't want this to be the last time that I see Nation, that I see Trev, right? Like, so I want to be able to have an opportunity to be able to like get to know you guys a little bit better. But the goal is not so much about me in the Discord. It's about trying to get you guys connected with other streamers, and me trying to kind of reel in the right people to the right community, so we can build a community that's super supportive. It's not really about toxicity. There is competition, right? We want to push people to be better, but it's really about me trying to cultivate a community that can kind of help you guys. So I said I have an Alienware that I plan to stream from, but I have to play with OBS long enough to be productive with it. Again, right? One of the things is that there's so many tools that you can be able to utilize. Like, let me go ahead and show you here. Star, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. All right, so you got here. Let me where's my keyboard at? All right, so like, listen, you can use a tool like StreamYard, right? Like, let me see. You can use like StreamYard. I don't know. Let's see if it's gonna let me in, because I'm doing a lot of stuff here. It's not gonna let me go in. All right, cool. But there's so many tools aside from OBS that allows you to be able to go ahead and be able to stream. So that way, it says, which language should I stream, bro? I know Hindi and English. So it really depends. Oh, StreamYard lets you hold guests for sure. Way easier than OBS. Like if you're doing a podcast, I would 100% go ahead and leverage and utilize those kind of tools. So again, Nation, feel free to hit me up on IG or just join the Discord and just send me a message, and then I can kind of share some of the platforms that you can use based on what you want to do. Because you may see everybody using OBS, but that may not be the best software for you to utilize for your scenario, right? And that's the beautiful thing. And this is why I spend so much time trying to spend time in other software to be able to know what's happening. So as far as the language, right? This is the question that I want you to kind of consider, and I want you to think about is, who are you trying to connect with? Who do you want your community to be? And do you want it to be your native language? Do you want it to be in English? What do you feel more comfortable in? How do you want to go about doing that, right? So that's kind of what I want you to focus on. And then once you know who it is that you're going to connect with, that's who you should go ahead and make your content for, right? So that's what I want you to kind of think about. All right. So let's see here. What do we got? StreamYard allows you to host guests 100%. Is that networking family, bro? You're absolutely right. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I'm not too crazy about the word networking, because networking implies that you're looking, like when you network, like in a business sense, right? What that actually means is that you're doing something in order to be able to get something back in return. And that's why I don't really like networking. You'll hardly ever hear me say networking for that exact reason, simply because of that, right? I always talk about giving without expectations, being of service without trying to help. Like, I'm not expecting anything from anyone when I make a video, when I go ahead and help people, when I answer my messages, like not expecting nothing in return. I'm just doing it out of goodwill. And that's why I say it's more about connecting and building relationships, right? Building relationships. When you build relationships with other people, then you can start to foster, connection and collaboration. And I always say, right, like, I always use this analogy, and it always helps me, right? When I meet somebody for the first time, I want to get to know you before I have to ask you for a favor. Like, I don't want to ask you for a favor. Imagine this, right? Imagine me and you just met for the first time, strangers. And you're like, oh, we met. It's like, hey, cool. Like I just saw you in the street. And you're like, hey, man, tomorrow I'm going to move. Can you help me? That's kind of like a pretty big ask. Like, I don't even help my sister move. And I've known her my whole life. And then you're asking me to move the next day, right? So it's really important that you build relationships with people before you're ever going to need them, right? So if I'm spending time with you, I'm engaging with you, I'm actually genuinely interested in the things you're doing. When I ask you and say, hey, buddy, yo, can you help me move tomorrow? Like, I need some help. Like, you're going to be more inclined to help me, and you're not going to feel like it's a super hard ask. So that's kind of like super kind of the way I like to think about it. So not network, get to know people genuinely. And I think that's going to have way more results, because I think we forget, like, that one viewer is an actual human. I say it all the time, right? Like right now, how many people we got in the stream? Like 20 something. If I put 20 people in this room, it's gonna get hot. You're gonna be rubbing my shoulder. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna probably be 19 because I'm gonna leave, right? So again, just put those things into perspective, right? Like, don't think so deep about why I don't have thousands of people watching me. Like, man, like, if I put the amount of people that are watching me right now in this room, we're gonna be tight. Okay, so I just want you guys to kind of think about that, of how that actually works and how that actually kind of correlates. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. Thank you for helping this old man every time. Look, man, there's so much we can exchange here, so much knowledge that we can share. And I'm glad I'm able to add some value to your life. Just so I know you can add some value to my life as well. So super grateful for you guys even being here throughout the whole time. So just keep it up, bro. You're the best. Appreciate you coming by. It's genuine, bro. Love it. Yeah, 100%. 30 people. Look, all right. So if I put 30 people in here, listen, I don't have the space. We won't even fit in here. All right. So that would be a super, super small party for us to be able to kind of get connected with. So I actually want to go ahead and bring in my game here. So let me see here. So as far as the stream goes, I think we did a pretty good job today, right? So we established what platforms we're going to go stream on. We went ahead and selected the platform we're going to utilize to stream, which was OBS. We went ahead and set up all the scenes. We went ahead and added in our gameplay, and now we kind of I could technically go live with this kind of setup and make it work. But there's some things we need to work on when it comes to audio. Let's see what we got here. Thanks for the Aircast tip. I currently use it with my Twitch channel and Kick. Man, look, that Aircast, I'm glad you're here, right? Because a lot of people get a little bit upset. Like, oh, Curry, man, you're showing me this tool that's called Aircast and it's not free. I'm just like, look, man, like, I'm trying to help you do the thing that you want to do. And sometimes if I can find something for free, I'm going to give it to you for free. But sometimes it's out of my control, and I'm just trying to bring you that option, right? And when you're streaming from a console and you can't stream to these new platforms that are coming out and you want to tap into them, there's tools that come about. So I'm super glad that you took advantage of that and that you're seeing success with it. There's tons of things you could do with Aircast. Even with adding overlays and just all these things in there, it requires some additional tools. But the way I want you to think about Aircast is that Aircast is going to take whatever you're sending to Twitch to whatever platform you want to, right? So it's super important. So yeah, it costs to be the boss. Look, man, I can't tell you enough. Now I understand it. I'm somebody that 100% I want to try to build everything with like bare bones, bootstrap it, and figure out how to use resources that I already have, how to do things like a way like that don't cost money. But sometimes you do gotta pay to play, right? And there's a lot of people that are trying to stream that are like, I understand it. You don't have no money, it's totally fine. But when you do, you got to understand that in order for you to be able to grow, you got to invest in yourself. And sometimes the investment is not always money. It can be in education, right? It can be in the people you surround yourself with. But a lot of people are not willing to invest in themselves to be able to grow. And I think that that's why being a content creator and being on this journey for me has been so rewarding, because it's a challenge every day. It forces me to actually grow and learn and develop skills that I didn't know that I had initially, which is like, how to talk, how to present, how to go ahead and think differently, how to think about business, how to think about humans, how to think it just like kind of 100% kind of blew up there, right? So it says just investing time if you believe in the vision, 100%. It's a grind. It's a grind. Nobody saw all the big streamers dedicate 10 plus years to streaming to nobody, or just slowly growing. All they see is the end result. And unfortunately, that's kind of what has been created, because what happens is like social media gives us everything instantly, right? So if something happens in another place, boom, social media, right away, you can know about it, right? So because of that, everybody wants fast growth. And instead, you should just focus every day on getting closer to your goal and get there, right? So it says, urgent boy, love you, bro. Can you shout me out, please? W. Just shout you out, man. Let's go. Rome wasn't built in a day. Remember, y'all, 100%. 100%. And that's kind of what it's all about. But this has been like, I'm kind of curious to be able to kind of know from you guys, how has streaming been going for you, right? So Rocco Fanatic says, yo, Curry, I have a question. I hit affiliate already, and when I go to my viewers reward, the channel point section isn't there. It's been like a month since I hit affiliate. So you're not the first person that this has happened to. It's actually happened to a few people, and some of them have gone to use a different browser or to test it out. So like if you're using Google Chrome, maybe switch to Firefox, switch to a different browser, try it from there. And then if that doesn't work, try to clear your cookies and cache. A lot of times it's a browser holdup, but sometimes it could just be Twitch, right? So if all things fail, the best thing to do is probably go ahead and reach out to Twitch and see if there's something on the back end that's getting stuck for them, because otherwise you shouldn't be having issues with being able to gain access to the things that you should be gaining access to as an affiliate. But again, this allows me to bring a conversation up about, is affiliate the game? Is affiliate? Oh yeah, try disabling ad blocker too. Yeah, good call. That's a good one. Yeah, do that as well. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I'm kind of curious, right? At everybody here, how many of you guys stream and how long you've been streaming for? I'm just kind of curious to kind of gauge to see kind of where you guys are currently at and where you kind of been on your journey, because this is kind of like super exciting to see. And I also want to kind of hear you guys' thoughts on kind of this whole process of like, did you guys enjoy seeing me do the things behind the scene? Did you guys want me to continue doing that? You guys want to see the whole process from everything like building a gaming channel, creating content, how I'm building a community? Do you want me to share that with you guys live like I am doing right now, and kind of walk you through that? Or is it something that you guys just want to see the end result? So it says, yo, Curry, I have a question to how do I hit 100 subs? 100 subs on what? On YouTube? Let me know what platform, because 100 subs means a lot of different things on different platforms. How do I do these things? Sorry, I never did this. Pretty much, I would just probably recommend just kind of switching a different browser. So that would just be whatever browser you're using now, switching a different one. And if you don't know how to disable an ad blocker, you probably maybe don't have one. And then in regards to like clearing cookies and cache, just go to Google and type in how to clear cookies and cache on Google Chrome or Safari based on what you utilize, and that should give you the step-by-step on how to be able to do it. Otherwise, you can just go Twitch support. I think it's twitch.com/support or /help. And that will go ahead and guide you and bring you to where you want to be able to contact them. So I just started and I'm terrible. Listen, man, the fact that you just started, all right, you're ahead of so many. You're ahead of so many, all right? Shona, I'm not going to put you on blast. But Shona has the keys to the kingdom, right? She has the keys to the kingdom. I have everything she needs to be able to stream. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, it's just starting is hard. It's the hardest part about it. So it's super important to, like, give yourself grace when you start, because that's the biggest thing. You could only get better, right? Oh, you knew it. You know I was gonna throw it there. It's okay. I'm sorry. Remember, I gotta remember. Nation's here. No secrets. No, same goals, and a wifey's always right. All right. So it says here, I want to have a fluent understanding of streaming before a crash and burn. Sometimes the crash and burns offer you the best learnings, but 100% I understand that. So, like, if you're trying to learn OBS, there's I believe I have a playlist on my channel that has a series of about maybe I think 8 to 12 videos that are like short videos that like go step by step, kind of similar to what I did today, but it goes down into it a little bit deeper, that you can watch, and that will kind of give you everything you need to know about OBS and how to do certain things. But I believe because you're doing a podcast, there's simpler tools that you would utilize based on what you're trying to accomplish. So, but hey, look, I'll crash and burn so much to be able to get here. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. Tried Bloodborne for the first time. Epic fail. I've actually never played that. I don't even know what kind of game that is. Let me know what that is. Let me know what that is. All right, let me see. Now for me, I stay behind the scenes. I know you need to like make a pop-up appearance. You need to come in here. I remember you used to bring me dinner, but it's all good. Let me see. I didn't say the wife is always right. I let her do her thing because she has the same goals. I love it. All right, you see there? 25 years. I don't need to say you're always right. All right. Let's bring that. But I'm gonna say it with a more of a like.
I don't always have to say you're right, Shauna. All right. And the voice that I'm using is to show you that I'm scared. Okay.
All right, so I hope you got that. All right, so let's take a look. It says pretty new. Took a lot of time to think about who I am and what I want to stream. Oh my goodness, those words right there are music to my ears, right? Because the fact that this is something that that I go ahead and do so much. And for those of you that don't know, I don't know if you ever heard of vidIQ, but like what I do is that I work with creators and I coach them to help them grow their YouTube channels, right? And like that's one of the biggest things that a lot are missing is like first understanding who you are, what's your story, right? What do you want to stream or create content of? And the next part about it is who it is that you want to be able to reach, right? And the more you understand who that person is, that's why it's a lot easier for me to create content on the YouTube channel, because I know who you guys are. I've thought about you. I've thought about your pain points. I've thought about your journey, and really who that person is me, who I was 3-4 years ago, right? When I was first starting, and I think about what were the questions that I was asking and what can I create to be able to kind of help that person. So says, I've decided to concentrate on YouTube and explore shorts, clips, and live stream. Don't fall asleep on long form. Okay. This is super important. I know that exploring shorts and clips and live stream, like it's super important, but I need you to also consider thinking about making videos, and it doesn't need to be long videos, right? Like if you're super used to making short videos that are like 30 to 60 seconds long, just start with making 2 to 3 minute long form videos. But that is going to be the key. If you tap into all those things, live stream, shorts, and live and long form videos, that's going to be the key to be able to grow. And then there's strategy to be able to make that possible. But I just love the first thing you said, which you thought about who you were and what you wanted to stream about, and now you started to dive in. So that's awesome. Also, do shorts. It helps so much. Yeah, shorts are a great way to be able to get found if you do them the right way. Again, content is changing so much that it's more about now like how you actually connect with viewers and understanding who you're trying to create for, right? Like the biggest thing that I want you guys to kind of understand is that it's more about let me switch this real quick. It's more about the viewer than it is about an algorithm. All right. So I just want you to guys think about that. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And let me know if you guys are getting value in the stream so far. Make sure you just show me some love with the thumbs up. But what kind of games do I normally stream? So I'm probably going to stream now. Dranko, I haven't streamed in quite some time. Actually, this is my first stream back. But I typically stream Apex or 2K. And then I play kind of depending if I'm doing a community night where I'm streaming games with subscribers, then I pretty much play whatever games you want me to play. I'll buy them, download them, and we can play together. And that's kind of the goal. As far as like the gaming channel that I'm gonna make, I'm really thinking about, as far as game, I'm thinking about leaning into 2K. But I'm not 100% sure, but I am going to be building a gaming channel from scratch aside from my channel. So that way you guys can see what it takes to grow a channel from start. Really appreciate the super chat, man. Much love. Definitely not a requirement, but I appreciate the support. Means a lot to me, man. Thanks. The way soon I'll have some sounds once we get to the sound portion of building the stream. Not today, but I'll have some sound effects for you guys to make sure that those super chats and memberships are special. So it says the way that I stream is on my Xbox Series S, and I have a Chromebook, and I stream from my console, and I basically use everything else. On my Chromebook, so I can't be using OBS, so I use Overlay Expert. Yeah, using, like I said, it's, if you go back to the beginning of the stream when I started talking about all the things that you can be doing to be able to kind of grow your stream based on what tools you have, that's totally fine, right? The only thing with Overlay Expert is that a lot of the overlays don't show up on mobile. So that's kind of the only thing, right? So one of the things that I would probably try to look at for you is Lightstream, which is going to be great. Where if you have a Chromebook, it doesn't matter if your computer can't hold it, but Lightstream would probably be a good option for you, and then you'll be able to have more access to things like the things that you can do in OBS, adding overlays and things of that sort. So super helpful there. Urgent Boys, you said YouTube, right? So when it comes to growing to 100 subs on YouTube, it's all about creating the right kind of content, right? And understanding who you're making that content for. I'm always going to go back there, right? I think that when you think about YouTube, when you think about all these things in there and all these social media platforms, everybody's like, the algorithm, make content for the algorithm. And that's the wrong way to kind of approach it, right? Like, you need to go ahead and think about creating content for humans. It's the key. It's the key to success on all social media platforms. When you take the robots out of it and you go ahead and focus on humans, it's gonna help you do what you need to do. All right, which softwares to use to edit videos? I use Final Cut Pro, but you can use whichever software you feel the most comfortable with. Continue. Don't stop the train. Says Rhythm City Live, what is going on? Welcome. Latency is stopping me. What should I do? I have the same gear. Please help. Yeah, let's talk about it, man. Again, if you guys have a question, just put a Q in the front. Just makes it a lot easier for me to kind of go through. That way, if you guys have side conversations, it makes it a little bit easier for me to know what's kind of going on. All right, so when you're talking about the gear and the software, if I can get this right. All right, there we go. All right, so the gear is not what creates the latency, right? First, there's always going to be latency. There's always going to be latency when it comes to streaming, regardless of the platform, right? Now, you shouldn't be having a 20 to like a 5 minute, 6-7 minute delay. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the latency that you're experiencing? What's the time frame? Like, break it down, and then I can go ahead and kind of dive into that. Which is better for streaming, in PC or streaming in a PS5? it depends on your personal preference. I'm not a keyboard and mouse kind of player, so I'm not really going to be playing on a PC. I mean, I could because I could use a controller, but I'm a console until the people that I play games with decide to switch to a different console. That's kind of how I'm gonna move, or unless I get new friends and then yeah, we'll go from there. But for me, I'm a console guy, so for me, I'm always gonna lean console. Let's see. Have you ever incorporated TeamSpeak? TeamSpeak, break it down for me. I've never used TeamSpeak. In my mind, I think I know what it is you're talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. So just break it down for me, so I don't look crazy on stream. No, I'm just saying. All right. So anyone else here is very welcome. I appreciate it. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. What was the app to use? It's Go Lightstream. Do I have a link in the description, Shona? I don't think so, but it's Lightstream Studio. Lightstream Studio is the name of the tool that you want to utilize. It's not free, but it's like, I always forget. They always change it. I think it's like maybe like $10 to $12 to $13 per month. I think it is, but it allows you to do so much. It's well worth it if you want to level up the stream. So check it out. And then it says here, have you heard of the game? He creating a gaming channel around 2K. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Let's see here. The audio doesn't match up. The audio doesn't match up in. All right. So tell me what software are you using, right? To be able to go ahead and get it. And tell me what camera and microphone you're using. Anything, if you want to go deeper and stuff like that, feel free to jump into the Discord, and then we can chat about there. I'm actually working on building out the Discord, and I want to bring more people in there. So it says it's a audio and chat only, no video. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, it's kind of similar to, like, Twitter Spaces or X Spaces, I guess is what it'd be called now. Clubhouse and like a Discord chat. So yeah, so it's pretty similar. But I've never actually utilized it. Let me see here. Let's see. Just make sure you put a Q in the front. Let me see here. OBS. Into OBS, you shouldn't be having a syncing. You shouldn't be having a syncing issue inside of OBS unless it's your capture card. So if you're using a capture card, you want to make sure what kind of capture card you're utilizing, because that can also create the delay. You got to think about it, right? Your camera's pulling into a capture card, then it's translating that, and then it's going into OBS, and then it's also doing that as well. But in OBS, let me see if I can show you here in a second. You should be able to add what I like to call a delay in audio. As soon as I can find it. Let's see here. Where is my delay? So right here, right? So here inside of OBS, you want to take a look at and see if it's your mic that's lagging. You can go ahead and do a sync. So you can go ahead and increase that or decrease it to then go ahead and get it synced up. And then that should allow you to be able to kind of bring it together. If everything is working perfectly fine, but you still can't sync it, this is how you would go ahead and kind of get it synced. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of direction on where to go. How many years it took you to get this level of editing skills, bro? I mean, I've been creating content for 4 years now. I wouldn't say I've edited all my videos. I've had video editors that edit my videos. So it just depends on what videos you're referring to. But for the longest time, I did have some video editors editing my videos, just because as soon as I started making money with the YouTube channel, I reinvested back into the channel and got an editor. And then now that I've kind of changed my strategy and I've kind of switched from making like 3 to 4 videos a week to just one, I've kind of been editing my own videos now. But I would say 3 to 4 years on and off. But a big bulk of that time was with an editor. I do it for the fans. I do it for the fans, not me or the money. So I mean, that's important, right? But you also need money for the mission. So it's not about just doing it for the humans, right? Like you need money for the mission. Like I mean, there's nothing in this world that doesn't require, like, I mean, to live in this house, to pay for the light, like money is requirement, right? It doesn't need to be the focus, but I always try to tell streamers and creators that, you know, you do need to think about how you kind of approach content creation, and you got to think about it like, okay, how can I create a community, but also create a living? Because I know there's tons of people that want to do this full time, and it's not easy. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's not luck. And that's the thing I want to get across to everybody. It's not luck. If you have the right people in your corner and you have the right mindset, you'll be able to kind of grow and be there, right? So, so that's kind of what it's all about. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, no doubt, man. Yo, Trev, super appreciate you coming through, man. Really, really appreciate it. All right, I'm out, guys. It's been a pleasure. About to edit some content. Let's go. That's Curry, Miss Shauna, and everyone. See you guys in the next live. I appreciate you, Trev, man. Enjoy the day. So Nation says, my issue is Rode USB mic gets me the delay. I find myself stumbling all over myself listening to my audio. So the Rode USB mic, it depends how you're setting it up, right? Like, for example, I'm going to tell you right now is that the software that I'm using right now, I have to put a 4-second delay in my audio to try to get it synced from my camera, right? So it's a normal thing, and sometimes you gotta be able to adjust it. So a lot of the times it's just gonna be a small little feature, a small little change that will allow you to be able to kind of make the proper adjustments to be able to kind of grow and move from there. But again, other than that, like, feel free to jump into Discord. If you have any issues, drop some pictures in there. Like, again, like, I'm trying my best to try to really dive a little bit deeper. At some point, what I'll end up doing pretty much is, like, maybe the last 30 minutes of the stream, I'll move it over to Discord, and then we can kind of keep having the conversation there and kind of foster a little bit of community in there. But overall, all right, we've been going pretty strong for a little bit, over 3 hours, I think, almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. I think this was a super successful. And I mean, it's just like, I'm super excited. I'm glad you guys tuned in. This has been super receptive. And again, if there's anything else that you guys want to know, like, share it with me, right? Because I'm literally not going to work on nothing else on the stream until I come back and I go live again. So that way I can go ahead and be able to do this, guys, with you. So I'm super excited. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and tune out now. And if there's any content that you need, check out the channel. Tons of resources there. And I'll probably end up putting a video to show you guys step by step how I did what I did today, like right here, about how to set up overlays more streamlined. But this is going to give you the whole walk down of how to set that up. So click that video right there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.